Here comes the break. This is Boy Wonder here, huh?
Yeah, that guess
This is
I
the
guess you
kid.
gotta.
He killed American fans' dreams out at the World Ten Ball. Oh no, sorry, no, the World Championships, World Nine Ball when he
Sure did. That was
took down
brutal.
SVB. Yeah, dominated him too.
Yeah. Let me see here. See if I can get with Martin and get the score of this match.
Nice little
This
double
is
kiss there.
Oliver
Mar-
Zolnacki and Kang Lee. So we're gonna try to get an updated score for you.
Martin, we need the score, my man. Check your PM. Boy, that ended up working out real well for King Lee.
I don't know too much about Kang, but I have seen him at a bunch of events lately. So he's out there playing. He's in the grease. What do you know about him, Mike? Anything?
Yeah, I thought Eric Kwan had said he was a South Korean player. Um, 1-0 Oliver. Okay, so that was the first match, the first game that we saw him drop
Oh,
10 ball a
nice.
little bit ago.
That's easy. Boom. I already have it ready.
I had thought King Lee is more of a three cushion player, but you're right. I've been seeing him more around playing pool. And guys, just to let you know, go check out Billiard TV. They will have the match right now with um, Klinikachi and Christina Tkach. That'll be on YouTube. Search Billiard TV. Mark White's doing commentary. Not sure who's he in there with, but please go and support those guys as well. Kachi's is a world 10 ball champion. Christina's
Hey, Mike.
playing anywhere and everywhere. Go ahead.
Sorry to cut you off. I'll be right back.
Mm, you just cut me off to tell me you were ditching me. Great, buddy. Well, 1-0 Oliver over Kang Lee. We're live, I think, on should be on all the channels. Windows Open, Booth Brothers, The Sweat, and then Pool Player Podcast. Oh, and of course, couldn't have done it without Martin and mentioning Durham City Classic. So Carlos says Kang plays three cushion. Yeah, that was my understanding of him as a player, but seems to have some pool skills as well. So he's been playing all the Predator events, if I'm not mistaken, along with the World Championships, all the Matchroom events. I think he played as well. So um, it's good to see him getting the grease. Oliver went for a kick shot there. Ended up coming out pretty good, only because of where the three ball is, and I don't think he can cue at the bottom of Whitey. So um, not sure what he intends to do here. I'm, I know I don't shoot straight enough to go and just roll the ball, but you know, if he can go and do it, by all means. He's squaring up. Oh no, he can get down on it. Great shot by Kang Lee. Don't, man, he deserves better than that. He hit that ball really good. Um,
Hey,
three
sorry,
quarters of a
Mike. I'm back.
table.
Sorry, man. I keep
No,
interrupting
no,
you.
no, you're good, buddy.
Is the score still good?
Yeah, it's still 1-0. Kang just came with a fantastic shot. Uh, let me see. Tree topped over the five, which is a little bit unfortunate because of how well he hit it. Um, he's going to call it on the bottom left. Mm, boy, great shot. Yo, St. Oj, I ain't there, buddy. I'm not in Michigan, unfortunately. We got some help with Martin Sinsky, part of Team Pullen. He's on location traveling with those boys, and he's able to get us set up here with I'm not sure exactly what device it's on, but whatever it is, it looks great. The quality looks fantastic. So shout out to Martin and the Billiard TV, Predator Q's, CSI, Ozzy, and them for allowing us to continue doing where we picked up off in Vegas. As long as they're willing to go and have us, and we can have someone out there to go and do it, we'll be happy to. Uh, we're just a couple of pool junkies like all you guys. Pretty surprised there. It seemed like a pretty routine kick by Oliver, and um, hairballed it. So Kang Lee with ball in hand.
Hairball it. I love when there's terminology that kind of transcends sports, right? Like
For
airball.
sure, yeah. You know what it remind? It just reminds me of like the NBA Jam days.
Yeah,
I can
exactly.
still hear it in my head.
My brother, I believe my brother was the absolute best NBA Jams player in the history of the world. He had that
Oh my god,
goaltend thing that wasn't a goaltend.
dude!
Um,
Fast forward to like '94 when I had the Sega Genesis, and he can get that smoke. Boom shakalaka, as they say. All right, let's take a look. So if that's the six ball up there on the upper right by where the nine's at, then he's gonna have to set up for a combo from where he's at right now on the five. So I think he's just gonna go and hit it with some inside. He's lining up where he wants to end up at. It doesn't appear like it passes the nine, but I could be mistaken.
you're talking about the six. Yeah, I think the
Yeah,
best play here might be across and back if he can get enough power into the stroke. No, he's going to play for the combo, I think.
I like that. Just keep it simple. He likes his chances, and the nine's close enough to the pocket where it's and everything's still sliding. So, um,
Yeah, he should be able to finesse it in.
mhm.
And
The
it's
only thing is
natural
you got to come
shape.
back down. Well, you got to come back down in case if you catch it thin and the six ball drops, you got to make sure bring that cue ball back down along with it.
Yeah, I
You
think you
know,
just kind of track the cue ball towards the 10 and really nothing can go wrong that way.
for sure. I agree with you, Joey. I'd rather do it that way. Yeah, you called it. I'd rather do it that way than try to hold it and then maybe something funky might happen.
Yeah.
Lad to do its thing, but he showed he's got some skills on the pool table and he accounted for it. So um, that was pretty much game winner in my mind. Uh, Everything seems to be pretty good. Nine balls, well, it just went down a little bit ago. Eight balls going to go on the side.
Yeah, like I said, I keep seeing him at events. He's like part of the furniture. He's in the arena the whole time, hitting balls where he can. So, regardless of how he plays now, you just know he's kind of like that pool junkie who's just going to continue to get better and immerse
Mm.
himself and gather all that knowledge.
10 ball down. 1-1,
Alright.
Joey Ryan.
And Mike, I've had a crazy day. Thanks for holding it down for me. Really appreciate that. Thanks for all the viewers. If you guys don't mind, whether you're watching on Pool Player Podcast, YouTube, Pool Player Podcast, Facebook, the Booth Brothers Facebook, Windows Open Facebook, or Journey City Classic, give these pages a follow. Um, I think we showed over the last several weeks that we're going to try to do this as often as possible, different ways. We got a bunch of people coming in. Jeremy was helping us out earlier. We got a special guest coming in soon. So, we're all about trying to bring this to you guys. So we really do appreciate you. And if you care to make a donation, we would appreciate that. The information's at the bottom of the screen in that white bar. Thank you guys so much. We were able to. Mike, have you hooked up your gimbal yet? People
I
don't
haven't, but
know.
yeah, yeah. So Joey got me this new toy for
Oh,
for
scratch.
uh oh for using my phone and people that don't know, man, my hand will shake like when I'm holding my phone. So whenever I go live, and that's why I like using the tripod. But this is really convenient. So where I guess it essentially just balances it out, right, Joey? In a nutshell.
Yeah, I mean it like stabilizes it. So
Yeah.
any shaking you do, I took it to my kids' soccer. I bought one, and we got Melina Mike one for everything he's been doing. And you can also put it on a tripod. So if you guys remember when we were streaming out in Vegas, one of the issues we had was we were so far away from the tables, not as far as we are today, but people would bump into the tables and the whole apparatus would shake. Well, it accounts for that, takes that into account, and make sure
I
that you
like
don't
that.
get a shaky feed. Yeah, it's going to be nice. Plus, Mike can walk around, do his Melina Mike thing, and talk his trash, and it'll follow him around the room. It's going to be really cool. You guys are going to like it.
Yeah, for sure. And the next event, well, I was telling Joey earlier, the next event I'm going to is going to be uh, the Diamond Open there in Aiken. So um, yeah, keep an eye out there. I know they're going to have a pay per view, but whatever I'm able to go and do live, I'll do. But make sure and respect Mike and Phil and them and what they got going on. So um, meanwhile, Oliver's got to get on this three ball. Looks like he's setting up to go and play the 3-8 combination.
Yeah, that's 2 racks in a row where they're just playing for combos. You know, these guys they're
Yeah,
like hangers for him.
well, in the
Hey,
end, they
Ryan
didn't have a whole
Tackett.
lot of options.
Ryan Tackett. These
Sorry.
are 9 foot, the new Predator tables. Um, Pockets are pretty tight. When I played on these tables in Tucson, they'll give you a little more on the long rail. Oh,
Hmm.
little bobble action, and it's going to sell out. They will give you a little more on that long rail than what you would typically get on a diamond. But if you hit to the pro side of the pocket with any kind of speed, it makes it awfully tough. So it's just something to consider with these tables. They're just a little bit different. I wonder how Kang's going to play this, because if he comes high with inside English, he's got to fade that orange 5 ball here. Hey, Mike, got a buddy of yours in here and guy that I've talked to a few times. I'm going to bring him in now and see if we can hear him okay. Hey, Damien, can you hear us?
My
I
man.
can hear you, kids. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, well, can you see the table, Damien?
I can, yeah. Looking like Kang Lee versus Oliver Sloznaki for at 1-1. Am I looking at the right screen?
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
Awesome.
Brutal. It looked like that 8 ball kind of rolled a little bit, man. I don't know what y'all saw, but
I don't know. I was talking to Damien.
Yeah, sorry about that. Hey,
No.
so how's it going, guys?
Good, man. Thanks for joining us. I know you're
Yeah,
busy with your apparel business and everything, and so thanks for taking the time out to pop in. You know, this is Damien from Jam Up. Tell folks like what you're doing out there. What kind of stuff you got cooking?
well, we've been really busy for the last few months, ever since things opened back up with COVID. All the APA national tournament opened back up, BCA opened back up, and so it's just been nonstop orders for teams and all types of custom apparel, probably for the last like 4 months straight. And we're just getting to a point right now where we can breathe a little bit, but we're starting to get busy again all of a sudden. So I mean, it's a good problem to have. I wish I had another 2 or 3 people that worked for me though.
Yeah.
So
Well, that's awesome, man. I'm happy to hear that. And
yeah,
meanwhile, Kang tried to play it safe, didn't quite get there. It looks like Oliver can. He's going to be jacked up on this 9 a little bit, but I think he can make this. Actually, it looks like he can get the full Q on it, and a little bit of inside English. He'll fade that 8 and come down for the 5 ball. I think.
yeah, I would just come straight down like that. Now the six is up by the side. I'm having a little bit difficulty seeing the colors on the balls, but okay, there we go. I just went to the full screen. So yeah, this one here, this is a pretty straightforward rack. I would the only problem right here would probably be the 7 ball, and it really depends on where he gets on that 6 ball, how he wants to land on that 7. If he wants to go for the 7-10 combo, or if he wants to come in below it and play the 7 up in the corner. I think for me, I would probably play for the combo. What do you think?
Well, with the position of the 6, he's got a lot of options, right? He can maneuver the cue ball down below it pretty easily, or play that combo. I wonder if it goes past the 10. That's the other option.
I can't
hmm.
tell really from my angle, but I mean, it might. I don't think it's a huge pocket if it does go past. So now he's queuing up for the combo.
Yeah, and in this event, the combo, the early 10 does count. So 10 on the break counts, early 10 counts. It's rack your own, winner break, 2 races to 4. At the end of that, if it's tied, goes into a spot shot shootout, guys. So pretty exciting stuff.
Yeah, I've been noticing that. I've been following the last couple of Predator tournaments they've been having with that shootout format. It seems it's just different. I think one of the things I think that would be kind of cool to see is if they would evolve that and maybe change the spot shot shootouts different shots. It's just gonna be a matter of time before these pros get that spot shot completely mastered. You know what I
Good
mean?
shot there. Yeah. Well, they did change it from tournament 1 to tournament 2, Damien.
Oh, they did.
Yeah, tournament 1, they would go from each side until they got to 4. But in the second tournament, after they got to 4, they would back it up to where they had to go from that first diamond. So they still had to go side to side, but now they're in that quadrant between the first diamond at the corner pocket. I don't know if that makes sense, but just make it a longer shot and change the angle slightly. And we still had Mike. What was that one with Grabe and who was he playing? I think they went to like 14 or something.
Oh, it was Chang Jun and it was I'll never forget it because I mean Grabe was hitting them really really well, and then this guy who was doing like media for, and I don't want to say it was his fault, maybe it was just bad timing, but it was all tied up, and we had our tripod set up there, and then he walks like right there, right in their line of sight, right center, and that was the shot that Chang ended up missing. Was right after that, so
Jeez.
it wasn't while he was stroking, but it was like, it was just bad timing, man.
Let me update the score here. So it'd be 2-1 Oliver.
And actually, speaking of, Oliver, I think was the one who. So right before then, they had an event in Turkey, and where it went something like 33-32 in spot shots because they had a similar format. It wasn't it wasn't an actual Predator event, but they were mirroring this format, and so Oliver and Grabe went. I think it was like 34-33, something like that, when it comes to spot shots. So pretty intense stuff, man.
It's interesting. It's I like the dual, the win 2 sets out of, got to win 2 sets and then do the shootout. I like that format. It's different than what we're used to seeing for, years and years. So
Yeah.
I think anytime you do something that's original but still doesn't like kind of take the essence out of the game itself is a good thing. I'm not a big fan of change just to make change. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely,
that's a,
and we
that's a
talked to
good.
we talked to Ozzy quite a bit. Joey and I, and um, the reasoning behind it, and they're trying to. I, I guess the logic is how it's been before just hasn't worked, right? So they're not going to continue to do the same thing and just hope for different results.
Hmm.
They're gonna try and think outside the box, but at the same time, they're still using this season to go and get feedback from players and
Hmm.
all that. So it's a balance, I think.
Well, I'm just happy to see that there's an actual quote unquote season where they're having multiple events, stuff for the pros to play. Um, I mean, back when I was trying to, do pool for a living, there just wasn't a lot of stuff to play, and if you wanted to make a living playing pool, you had to either be Efren Reyes or you had to just kind of go running out on the road, just hustling around trying to get action. But now it seems like there's a tournament almost every week for these guys to play, which is good. I like seeing that.
Yeah, and Damien, you're quite an accomplished player in your own right. So when are we going to get you out to one of these events and see you competing out here? Put you on the
Oh
live
man,
stream.
my my Fargo rate's plummeting like a rock.
Mine too,
So
man. We're in that same group. That's
I
terrible.
know it's I between working, all that I work because I still have a day job on top of working jam up. So I mean, it's like I think I probably work on average of like 80 hours a week, sometimes even more. Then I've got 2 little kids on top of that. I mean, my it doesn't leave a lot of time to dedicate to the pool game. I think a couple years ago I went out and played the U.S. Open, and I was feeling really good. Then I got down and I'm like, man, I am just not on this stage anymore. I don't have what it takes to play with these guys. These guys, I mean, it's a whole different level once you get to that world class stage. It's even better now than it was back when I was trying to make a run at it back in the early 2000s. I mean, the players now are so much better. They're so much more educated. Everything's they just play the game better now than they did back then, in my opinion. But that's
Yeah.
just my opinion. It's not worth much.
Is he gonna get a rail? He shielded us, but I think he did get a rail with that one ball.
You get that good.
Yeah, so they have
I,
a defensive battle here.
I like just kind of like playing a little one pocket shot here. Like if you come 2 rails underneath it and you try to kick the one into that top right hand corner pocket, but then you float the cue ball down. If you can hit it good, you can kind of come between the three and the three and the five.
Get some cover
Um,
too.
yeah, exactly. You got a lot of balls you can get behind down there. Other than that, like there's really not a lot of coverage options on this, so you have to kind of get lucky. But that's the shot that I like.
Yeah, that one pocket shot works 2 rails and also 1 rail too, especially when you roll into the stack. He hit it just
Yeah,
like
It
you
is.
said with 2 rails,
yeah.
and he did find a piece of cover.
He's gonna get put in a T1 of jail right here.
You think so?
Yeah, I think Oliver can see the right side of that ball. He's gonna thin it with a little bit of with a little bit of left hand English to hold it, and it's gonna put it right behind that four. I think. I mean, I think,
Getting a
but it
little.
doesn't look like. Yeah, it doesn't look like he's jacked up or anything. So I think he can get. I think he can get by.
We're getting a
Hey,
little
so I just
camera
want
motion.
I just wanted to
Yeah,
take a moment and thank Damien because Damien was a part of a main part of getting us that giveaway that we had for you guys out in Vegas for the SVB jersey.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I
yeah,
appreciate
man.
that, Damien. That was awesome.
Yeah, I love. I mean, obviously we're in business to make money, but I have no problems giving back to the community. So you're welcome. Anytime you guys want to do any kind of cross promotion like that, you just let me know, and I'm always down to do it.
hey, well, we're gonna
Awesome.
be back in Vegas in March, so we're gonna have to do something more official whenever
Yeah, we
for the
we
whole event.
yeah, we want to see you there in person, Damien. Get you behind the mic with us.
Yeah, I'll give you my wife's number. You can play my
I don't want
you
that
can
smoke.
Hey, we both have one of those ourselves. We got to convince. Okay.
yeah you
If I
can
had $1 for every time I use that excuse, I'll tell my buddy, I'll be like, Juan, just get around this time, and she'll be right next to me, and then
it work.
I'll answer on speaker, and then just bring it up, just ask if I can go shoot, man. You know?
Well, I used to try to put her on the spot like that, and then it would just piss her off so bad. Now, if I try to do that, she'll just flat out like tell the people no, and she's like, "What?" She's like, "What? You think just because you're gonna put me on blast that it's gonna work? No, not working." So, um, anyways, um, I just lost my
Hey,
screen here for a
speaking of
second.
giveaways, Joey. So okay, this is something that I still got Kamui vouchers here that I dogged it too. Kamui tip vouchers that I got to go and give away. So keep an eye on the social medias, guys, and we'll make sure. And John Bertone hooked me up with 10 of them. So I got to find some winners to give away back from Vegas. So we got some work to do there, Joey.
For Kamui tips.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
They got such a good product. I remember for years I was on what I call tip tilt. Trying out all the different tips that are out there. And I finally landed on Kamui. I really I've and I'm locked in. I'm not switching. I don't care if they make the best tip. If someone else comes up with the greatest tip that you could ever make after that, I'm not going back. I'm not going down that path again. I'm
That's
going on
funny.
tilt. Yeah. I'm surprised he didn't play that on that last shot. I'm surprised he didn't thin that 2 ball and send the cue ball down towards the four, and leave those balls behind that stack that he chose to go the way he did there. I didn't really see a lot of options for him to get safe going the way he went there. But we'll see. Like he's got to watch out for the scratch here. Looks like he got by. And I like
Well, it looks
what
pretty
I
good
like.
there.
Yeah, he's got to watch out for getting tree topped over the 7 ball. When because he's got a tight window to get between that 6 and the rail. He doesn't want to get too straight, but he wants to get just maybe closer to the rail so he has a little angle that he can go forward if he needs to, and then
What
play
about just
that five.
stopping it and play that window between the 6 and the 9?
Um, can he stop it there? Does he have an angle? It looks like he has to go forward to me.
Yeah, I think you're. Well, no, he's coming back out.
Oh, okay. Well
Kind of a
then,
little
yeah.
in
Well,
between there.
yeah. Now he's good. Now he can just come off the rail and float off. You know, it's a natural angle. You just use just a little bit above center. You just split the wick on this four, and that cue ball rolls right out to where his tip was pointed. And it, without having to use any English at all. So I like that shot there. I didn't. I guess that's why I'm sitting here in the booth and they're out there, right?
Is he hitting with bottom?
He's just gonna kill it.
Good
Yeah,
shot there.
nice stroke. This is how I like to play. I like to play to just like I try not to hit the ball hard and leave yourself good angles all the time. Uh, man, when I was younger, I used to move that cue ball around a lot, and man, it got me in trouble. Yeah, I like this
Yep.
shot. And here, this is just tic tac toe. Stop, leaves himself a good angle. He can just pocket the 7 ball and just come off the rail, probably about like 8 inches for the 8 in the side.
Yeah, let me just
All,
address one of the comments in here. We have several channels where this particular match is streaming to: Pool Player Podcast Facebook, the Booth Brothers Facebook, Windows Open Facebook, and Derny City Classic Facebook, as well as the Pool Player Podcast YouTube channel. It's just the way the platform works that we're able to stream to multiple places. There are a few other people that I know are streaming side table action, but we have this one camera that our buddy Martin Sawitsky was very generous enough to hook up for us, and we are connecting to his feed and putting a little commentating with it, a little scorekeeping. So hopefully you guys are enjoying it. So thanks so much.
So Joey, tell me. So Pool Player Podcast. I've watched your podcast, which you do great, by the way. I thought. I mean, I was. I did one last year with Oscar and Schmitty, and then Lord, I didn't even know that you were doing yours at the time. And then all of a sudden, I saw you do yours, and I was like, wow, Joey does a great job with this. And so I was gonna do some others, but then I was like, I'm not gonna try to compete with Joey on that. So you do your podcast there, and then you guys just started the Booth Brothers, and
Yeah.
so how's that going for you?
Well, it's going great. Damien, I've been playing pool for a long time. We grew up, I think, in different parts of the country. I grew up in the East Coast, Maryland. And, just always kind of probably similar to you, wanted to do something for the game. Felt like that there was something more I could do instead of just complain about things.
Right.
And one day during the pandemic, I just called up my buddy Mike Davis and I was like, hey, I want to do a podcast. Will you be my guest? And he said, yeah. And actually, the anniversary of the first episode was yesterday, where we
Oh, nice.
released the Mike Davis episode. Yeah. And we had a great time. And if you guys haven't caught that particular one, go back and watch it. For one, the technology is completely different. You know how it is when you start something, right? I'm sure your
Mm-hmm.
first jam up shirt wasn't your nicest one, right?
It's
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So the technology was different. My questioning wasn't as good, but it was a fun podcast and Mike did a great job with it. And I really appreciate him. But yeah, it's just really been an awesome time getting to know some of these professional players, because I'm sure you've had your run-ins with pros over the years, and so have
Oh
I,
yeah.
where some of them maybe rub you the wrong way, but what I find is deep down, most of these guys that are out there and gals competing, they're good, solid people trying to scratch out a living. And
Yeah.
so I wanted to start the podcast as a way to promote these players and really get them more exposure, because when I walk into a pool room and there's 150 people there on league night and they couldn't pick out the U.S. Mosconi Cup team in a lineup, maybe they could pick out
Mm-hmm.
Shane Van Boning, maybe Sky Woodward, but Justin Bergman, they probably have no idea. And he's easily in
Mm-hmm.
the top 3 players in the country.
Yep.
And so I really wanted to try to promote those players and get that out there. And then that kind of led to industry leaders, which led to a relationship with Ozzie Reynolds and, people like that. So it's just been a whirlwind over the last year. So I appreciate your kind words, Damien.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, I appreciate anybody who gets out there and puts the work in to build something, because it's I mean, I'm doing it myself, and it's not easy. And then to watch evolution happen is like to watch your podcast get better and better. Like I didn't watch the whole podcast with Mike Davis, but I watched part of it. But watch that versus like the later ones you did. I mean, it's obvious. You put the work in. Your questions got better. Like you said, your technology got better. So I appreciate that kind of stuff.
Yeah, thanks. And then I interviewed people that were easier to interview too. That's a big interview. John Schmidt, just let him run, or Rodney.
Oh yeah.
You just give Rodney a microphone and Rodney just goes off. And he's like, most of the guys I have to say, hey, do you have a story from the road? Rodney, he was like, he's answering a question. He's like, wait a minute, I got a story about that. Do you want to hear it? I'm like, hell yes, I want to hear it. Go.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was great.
I think Schmidt is the best storyteller of them all out there. I mean, I've been around all those. I don't know. Rodney's pretty good too. But I mean, Schmitty's had me on the floor just like literally like peeing my pants.
Keep a mic on John 24/7. That's what I say.
Oh man, he's funny. I mean, we were playing in my basement right there. He's got the best one-liners. He hit a ball into the rail. He's like, man, I hit that ball uglier than Maxine Waters, and I'm just like, he just like he said, he's got the funniest one-liners of them all.
We just lost 50 viewers, and they're all Democrats. Way to go, Damien.
No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah, I try to stay out of those zones. There's enough people who do that for everybody.
He played the billiard there on the 10 and almost had it, and it was a good little two-way shot too because he didn't leave a whole lot.
Here's a one-pocket shot. That I like. A lot of people don't know, and he might not be able to get it, but bank the 2-ball cross corner towards the upper right-hand corner pocket. And you float the cue ball down there just with a little bit above center, and it should float. It can float right there underneath that 4.
Yep.
You know what shot I'm talking about?
Yep.
I love that shot.
Yeah, that's a sexy shot when you can pull it off.
Yeah, if you don't play a lot of one pocket, you might not have the guts to try that shot. But so that would be me. I don't play a lot of one pocket anymore. I'm a terrible one pocket player. So I'm not Mike's top 5 one pocket players. Let's just put it like that.
That's funny. Well, you live in an area of the country where they play quite a bit of one pocket up in the Pacific Northwest, right?
Well, no, actually, when I first moved to Seattle, he tried it.
Oh, he hit the 4.
He tried it. When I first moved to Seattle, Seattle was a one pocket town, so like I couldn't get any action playing 9-ball because I played rotation better than just about most people up here, and nobody would really play me even rotation, so I had to play one pocket. And unfortunately, they gauge your one pocket game based on how you play rotation. And so I got in a lot of bad games, but it taught me how to play the game, and I wouldn't say I'm good, but it's take a real one pocket player to beat me, I guess,
Yeah.
But it's a fun game. I really enjoy it. It's going to get here. He's going to come up short.
Honestly, it's the best game there is. I was just telling my wife about it because I sparred with Scott Frost the other night. He's planning to go to Aiken, South Carolina for that big one pocket event. And I just messaged him and said, hey, you wanna spar some? And so he said, sure. So we played for about 3 or 4 hours. And, I came home and my wife saw that I was like happy. Meanwhile, I lost, some money, but she was like, why are you so happy? And I'm like, there's just something about that game. Look, he hit the 6 there. That's a foul.
Yeah, that's definitely a foul.
Yeah. So I said, there's just something about that game. How I enjoy poker, how I enjoy chess, how I enjoy pool. It kind of brings together like this whole realm of thinking ahead of yourself, a couple shots ahead and trying to play the opponent and putting them in traps. And of course, I was the one getting put in traps, but it was still a lot of fun,
Yeah. I remember I was down in Phoenix, it was a few years ago. I was down there for work, and it was right after Scott opened up freezers, or right after, freezers opened. I went down there and did the same thing you did, sparred with him, just went and donated him at 25 a game. I think I lost like 200. But man, I learned so many shots just watching that guy play, shots that I didn't even see. I was like, wow, like how does your mind even go there,
Yeah.
And, but I don't know. Yeah, I totally get what you're saying. I don't really enjoy playing one pocket with lower level players unless they're playing me for money, obviously. But but I enjoy. Just because they don't play it the right way. But when you play those better players, you get to like learn shots and see shots, and from a whole different like lens that you never really get to see. That's one thing I really enjoy watching Tony play, because I mean his level of creativity for one pocket is, I think it's it's unmatched. I haven't seen anybody with my own two eyes, at least, that are
Yeah,
as creative as him.
I have to agree there. And the thing that surprised me most about I've played Scott a few times now, but the first time I played him, the thing that really surprised me, power one pocket, a lot of creativity, a lot of offense, but was the times that he elected to just play a simple defensive shot. And
Mm-hmm.
because it was the right shot, and I remember thinking, this isn't the Scott Frost I see in highlight videos, but his knowledge of the game was so good. Look at that little shot there. That was
Nice
cute.
shot.
Yeah, that was
Um,
sporty.
but his knowledge of the game is so good that he knows how to position those balls and move them around. And so a lot of times I'd be trying to do like something, a power one pocket shot, and I'm not qualified for, and he just
Mm-hmm.
reposition balls, And
Yeah,
so I really learned a lot just playing him those few times that we played.
yeah. I learned how to play. I mean, I learned some more too with when Schmitty, hang out at my house. Because he stayed with me for about like 6 months. We played every day. And I got to learn a lot from him. That was right around the time where he played Billy Thorpe, and that was brutal. He played Billy. He played Billy in my basement for 20,000.
No
That
kidding.
wasn't. Yeah, that wasn't a good outcome for John.
Wow. You
But
got that recorded?
no.
Oh,
It wasn't pretty. I'll tell you one thing though, and it was they watching Billy play one pocket. It wasn't his moving didn't impress me as much as like. I mean, that's the first time I really got to see him bank. It was unbelievable. It was like every time he banked a ball, it was either in the pocket or on layaway. There was like
yeah.
no in between. There was like no in between. And so what he would do is he would just basically move all the balls up table against John, so John couldn't do his straight pool, thing. He'd move all the balls up table against John, so now they're playing bank pool instead of playing one pocket. It was pretty unreal.
It's pretty
So
smart.
it was smart. Although John wasn't playing like he is right now, his head's clear. He's playing insanely good right now. I wish the rest of the world could see the way how he's playing, because it's pretty impressive. He was just in my house about a month ago, and like we played the one pocket ghost. We played 10 racks of the one pocket ghost apiece, and without taking ball in hand, out of 10 racks, he did 7 15 and outs, and
Wow.
two 14 and outs.
Jeez. That's like Alex Pagulayan stuff there.
It was insane. And then the next morning he woke up cold and ran 280 playing straight pool.
Guy's an
Oh,
animal.
boy.
So
Well, you know what happens? It's when Bitcoin's running good, Now it's starting to dip down a little this week, so he's probably struggling.
yeah, I know, right? Yeah,
Oh,
I know. I read his post today.
yeah.
Don't sell Bitcoin.
Yeah.
We
No,
probably
I
should
like John
commentate
a
on
lot.
this.
When I had
We
John on
probably
the
should.
podcast, we talked for like an hour after the episode. And I was
Mhm.
telling him, I'm like, look, man, my company, for my day job, we pay people like you a lot of money to come in and give a 1 hour motivational speech. You're the world
Mhm.
record holder in balls run. Why don't you
Mhm.
do that? Go out, do some corporate events, be a public speaker. It'd be great.
Mhm. He's actually done some of that in the past, and he doesn't realize how good he is at it. But that's part of John's problem. Is that he just doesn't realize how good he is at stuff in general. He's like probably one of the most talented people I've ever met, just in like a lot of areas, not just pool. He's
Yeah.
super talented and everything, but I don't think he realizes it as much as other people do. But
That
yeah,
was
I
a
Nice
agree with
shot
you.
there.
nice little shot there. Roll up on the 5 ball. Yeah,
I
Damien,
didn't think.
I played John in I think it was Blue Fox Billiards in Winchester, Virginia. I think he was a
Mhm.
house pro there for a spell. And I'm playing him in a Planet Pool event. And it's like the first match called. We're right on the front table. Everybody's watching, and I'm playing perfect. I'm beating him 8-0. And so I'm
Mhm.
looking at the bracket, like, who am I going to play next? Nobody's going to beat me in this tournament. I'm beating John Schmidt. And before I know it, he came back and beat me 9-8. It was sick.
Yeah, yeah. It's funny how those pros can do that to you at times.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this
Uh,
was in Virginia, you said?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
He
it's a
just
lot of
tied up.
pool back there.
Yeah. So he ties up the 5-9 here.
I don't like that shot because where the two balls at. I mean, he's giving him ball in hand. He can pocket this. He can pocket this one in the side,
Play
and then
into it
run
right
that
now.
play into it right now, and then the two balls right there. He basically, let's see if he does it. But I mean, that's where my head would be going.
Yeah, I agree with you, Damien, because not only now, but he could play off it from the 4-ball too. It's not too hard to get 4 in the side and roll the cue ball into that. So there's a few different places where he could wiggle that 5-ball loose and be off to the races here. So let's see what he elects to do.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to go forward, play the 2-ball up in the upper hand corner. But like I said, if it was me, I would probably go. I'd probably go into it now. But we'll see what he does.
So you take
where's he from?
South Korea, I think. But you take the cue ball and move it a few inches toward us, and then play it in that left side. Is that what you're saying? To slide into it?
No, I'd actually probably play it in that
right side.
In that right side. Yeah.
That's probably a little safer because you'd hit the 9 in the face, whereas the way I was talking about, you could hit the right side of the 9 and get stuck behind it.
Or another, I mean, you have options too, because like even if you came into the back of the 5 and you hit the 5-ball, the 5-ball is going to go more up towards the top rail. It's still going to leave you open, but it doesn't matter. He's past that now, so we're on to the next shot. But the thing is now he's got to get good on this 4-ball, and like he has. The way how I look at those breakouts there is like you have to get position in order to get to that breakout versus you had ball in hand, you were already there. That's why I would have elected to do it earlier on than now. But
yeah, because he got straight on that 3 and now he's in trouble.
Yeah, now he's short. Now he's going to have to pocket this and play safe. There's a kick and stick. There's a kick to that side rail and stick the cue ball there, and there's that. You can kick from the top rail up, but one way or another, like he's going to be letting Oliver back to the table, and that's not what you want to be doing. You don't want. I mean, my philosophy is like all these guys play so good, like letting them back at the table, even for a kick shot, is you're flirting with danger. So if you can keep them off the table, that's kind of where my mind goes. We'll see what he does here, though.
Sorry if you heard my dog bark.
It's okay.
Obviously, I'm not at the venue.
I was doing a Facebook Live the other day for Jam Up, announced a contest winner, and my son comes in for after school, and just like a herd of elephants, I had to like pause what I was doing and be like,
bail.
Shut up.
Hey, I got 3 of those little critters, so trust me, Damien, it happens to me all the time.
I know. Man.
It's a nice little shot there.
Not bad. Did he give him paint? If he's got paint,
he can see the edge.
Now he can spin it.
He can definitely put a little curveball on it. But then he might actually, if he hits it more solid, he might actually go down and break up that cluster and leave a perfect opportunity for Kang to get out here. So he's got to be real careful here.
He doesn't have any easy options here, but he's got a couple. But I mean, none of them are easy because like you have to hit that 4-ball really thin to get. You want to put that 4-ball on the rail there. I mean, so even if you don't cover him, he doesn't have an easy shot. But looks like he's
jumping. Yeah, I don't like this because I mean, unless he avoids hitting that cluster, I really don't like this. I wonder if he could have went 2 rails around that top left corner, maybe 3 rails, and that way he'd play. Oh, that was a good shot.
Oh, I like it. He avoided it too. He sold out.
And Kang's got to put some karate on this, though, to get it over there to that cluster.
Yeah, he's straight. He could cheat the pocket a little bit to give himself an angle, but that 8-ball is right in the way. So that 8-ball doesn't help him out too much. I don't know. What do you think? Just cinch it, come off the rail about 6 inches, and then just play the simple safe? Kind of like what he's been.
He's been playing real conservative the whole time, I think, and not trying to go and do too much. So,
yeah, he's not crazy like me.
Guys, I'll be right back. I just yelled I thought at my wife to keep the dog quiet and ended up being the refrigerator repairman. And he's like, how do I keep the dog quiet? I'll be right back.
Yeah. What do you think, Mike? Is he looks like he was gearing up a little bit.
I'm like you, man. Like I'm gonna dig into it and I'm gonna try to go into it, but it's like whenever you play like 8-ball, right? You want to go and attack the problems early on. So that's already that ship already sailed. So now you kind of have to take if you went with that simplistic conservative approach to start off with, you have to kind of ride that ship out. But I guess it would just really depend, and I'm curious how much gap there is between that 9 and the 5.
Yeah, it looks like
Well,
he's
he's got something in mind, and whatever it is, it looked like he executed pretty well.
well, he's got two balls he can cover behind. So if there's a
Yeah,
big enough gap there, he could leave the 5 on the rail, put it behind the 9, and then float the cue ball behind the 8 ball too. So I think that's probably what he's going to end up doing, or try to. No, he's going just no. That's no good. That's no good. Because
yeah, you can tell he's
even if
frustrated by that shot.
yeah, because this is an easy kick safe right here. I mean, this is a standard one pocket kick and stick right here where you don't even have to hit it. You don't have to do hardly anything. Just shoot the ball with hit it square, a little bit of half a tip below center, and that cue ball sticks right there behind that 9. We'll see. We'll see what he does. I say that, and we got a Korean player and a European player. Either one of them probably play one pocket. So
Well, I mean, look, he elected for that shot earlier. He didn't execute it well, but he saw it the same way you did.
yeah,
He's obviously going rail first here, but um, whatever it is, he ain't a fan of it. That's for sure.
yeah. It's kind of like what we're talking about one pocket, man. It teaches you so many things. Like this is such a standard shot in one pocket right here. What he's doing.
He
Did he
let it
get
get
there?
away from him, but
Yeah, he got away with it, but now he
yeah,
leaves a jump, you know. So maybe he had a different angle than what I was seeing. I mean, it's hard to tell sometimes from back
yeah,
here.
yeah,
We don't
yeah,
have,
for sure.
but yeah, those kick and sticks, I love those shots, and
Well, it looks like he
those
caught it a little thin. Like you need to hit it more if you're gonna go and let it sit right there. It looks like it came off just a little bit to go and end up where it's at right now.
yeah. See how he does with a jump cue. Hit it good.
Yeah.
It's not gonna like it.
No, but he's got him up against the rail, and you know how it is in one pocket, Damon. You limit how much you can go on cue, it's going to limit your options. So he's going to have to.
Oh yeah.
We're going to see how straight he shoots, and he's looking just to go and follow through and come off the 2 rails, right?
Yeah, no, I think on this one, like if you just put a decent stroke on it, you don't need to hit it too hard. And you have room for error because it's off the rail, but it's close enough that you have a little room for error. If you just follow, I think it comes 1, 2 rails up, and I think you'll clear the 9 without having to put any English on it. But I mean, we'll see here in about 2 seconds. But you just have main thing is you have to make sure you clear that 9 ball, coming out, no matter what you do.
Yeah, we had a couple people commenting rail.
Oh,
He didn't quite get there. We had a couple people commenting rail first, and I didn't like that because I thought you'd go way
No.
over towards that left long rail.
No, the way I was describing exactly the way how he hit it, he just didn't hit it hard enough, because that was the exact angle that I was envisioning, just using just straight follow.
he caught it real fat too, so maybe
Yeah.
he just kind of just died.
Yeah. All these guys are so good with the jump cue. I was just watching Fedor on the next table over a minute ago. I mean, he just made a jump shot just look so easy. It's gross.
They're all hangers for Fedor. Everything's a hanger. Nice shot there.
Nice shot.
Did he?
Get
What's he looking
the
at?
rail. Oh, my man can't buy a bucket.
I might have to
Yeah.
consider. I might have
Can't buy a
to
roll.
consider a save here because that cue ball naturally will roll up behind that 8 ball, and this is just a lot to take on to try to pocket this 7. He is looking at it in the right side, but if you played that to sort of bank the 7 back towards this bottom left-hand corner, cue ball's naturally going to track up. Look where he's pointing right there,
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. Do you play the 2-way on this?
Yeah.
You play with pocket speed, so it'll go. My only fear is if it doesn't go, then you're leaving to an easy jump shot. But I guess it's better than the alternative of just going all out and missing it and then selling out. So
Yeah, I like the 2-way because even though they hole, just commit to hiding it or commit to going making it.
Yeah, that's what I would have
exactly.
done. I would have executed just like that too.
You would have you would have frozen right on that 8, Joey. Don't
Yeah,
lie.
yeah, he screwed up, man. He
Welded
gave
him.
him 3
Yeah.
inches he didn't need to give him here.
I know. Too much air. Too much air.
Jeez.
He's gonna jump this. I swear, I need to get a better jump cue, man. I have not been able to make a jump shot in a month. I watch these guys make these jump shots like this, and they just make it look so easy. And then here's me, I got like a foot, and I can't jump over it. I need a hand shoe, is what I need, Mike.
Oh, I know a guy.
Yeah.
Well, he got over
Wow.
pretty good, but
Yeah.
that was about all he did well in that one. But it's kudos to Oliver because he did get the cue ball in a really great spot there.
He laid down a really good save. He didn't quite freeze him, but he laid him. I'm just joking. But yeah, he laid down a good save. Yeah, I like here just drawing straight back, put him right where that chalk's at. Get that cue ball right where that chalk's at, or go follow forward, whatever your preference is. Oh, he's going this route here.
He overcooked it a little bit, didn't he?
Yeah.
He's high on it. He's real high on it.
See, if you land good on that shot there and see he's down another 6 inches, you're in a better spot because you can just draw out underneath that 9. But you have to make sure you hit your target. With the way I was talking about, you can miss your target and you still have multiple ways to get on that 9 from there. But your cue ball is moving a little bit. He missed that.
Yeah, he did miss that. I mean, it just, I don't know, man. I guess it depends on how much angle there was coming and trying to avoid the 10. But with the way that these rails are playing, I don't understand that at all.
How do these rails? I mean, how do these tables play? I've never played on one. Are they like it? It looked like a diamond. It looked like a diamond had a baby with a gold crown. Is that?
Oh boy. So I played on them in Tucson, Damien, and I was telling people earlier the long rail, they take the balls coming in off the long rail almost like a valley, but not as forgiving. But when you play on diamonds a lot, you're used to hitting the pro side of the pocket and avoiding coming in off that long rail. But with these, if you hit with any type of speed to the pro side of the pocket, that sucker will jam. So
Really?
yeah, it's an interesting experience, and you'll notice a lot of these guys, they're hitting it with pace, and it's hitting that long rail and going in, and it's fine. But as soon as they go to the outside of that pocket, they'll get a little rattle coming in. And so it's just a whole different experience because it, like you said, it looks like a diamond. It's got the same style in the corner pockets and everything. So you kind of feel like, hey, it's going to be a diamond. And then when you hit it like you would hit it on a diamond, it's not going to go on this table. But then
Wow.
you will get
He
some
hit that shot
forgiveness.
good.
Yeah, good stroke there. You'll get some forgiveness coming down that long rail.
And maybe if I ever got out and played pool, I'd get a chance to see what these things play like. But
I think Oscar just installed one at Hard Times.
Well, I'm going to Sacramento for work next month, so I'll make sure I go down there and hit some balls on.
There you go.
I'll go donate to Oscar a little bit.
I'll be right back, guys.
All right.
What's y'all's game, Damon?
What, mine and Oscar's?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. We haven't played. I mean, Oscar and I are buddies. We've never really matched up. I'd probably just play him like some even $50 sets of 9-ball or 10-ball just to give him action. You know what I mean? And just get my nuts cut. But I just.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't really ask for weight when I'm just trying to play cheap sets like that. It's just more of a workout for me since I don't get out and play.
Yeah, for sure.
But
Oscar's a good guy though. He'll make it fair, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, well, it doesn't matter. Like we do a lot of cross promotion stuff with GM Up, so I'm happy to donate a little bit of money to him.
Oh, look at that kiss. Oh, that's pretty brutal, man. He hit that pretty well.
Yeah. This is not looking good for him on this shot here. Key shot right here. Those get from the 3 to the 4, or 2 to the 3, 2 to the 3, 3 to the 4. Does that? He should be home. But I don't know. It's hard to tell from this camera angle, but I'd probably play that 3-ball in the lower right hand corner pocket. I think it's easier to get on.
Yeah, just coming actually around the mm,
He's
not
he's
anymore.
good.
I would have liked
Not
being.
anymore.
Yeah, I was gonna say I like being a little lower then if you're gonna come to try to play on the bottom right then, because then you can come to 2 rails, maybe 3 rails to land on it. But
Yeah. He's coming below it now. Now he's got to make sure he gets a good angle so he can
well, that's
avoid
all
that
right there.
nine. Oh yeah. He's straight.
Yeah, but you can just hold it. Just leave it right there where it's at. No.
Oh yeah. You can make that
Yeah.
four, but only. I mean, the only thing is now your cue ball's traveling a little bit with it from the 4 to the 5, which
Right.
it's you want to try to avoid.
Yeah. See, I like just taking your medicine. Making sure
Yep.
you got enough there, and not only that, but you got a lot of pockets for the five as well, right? And with the
Yeah.
way these rails are playing, it is good. I mean, you just saw how he ended up with the ball in hand. With 3 balls or 4 balls on the table, whatever it was. So,
Yeah.
um, at least this way it gives him some options.
Yeah. I like spinning this with a little bit of outside English there, and just yeah. Well,
He killed
he
it.
elected to go inside. He killed it. Good shot.
Mm-hmm.
No, or did he come short?
Oh, it looks like he's a little short, and he overcut the last time he had a short one. Not just that, but
Hmm.
if it is short, then it's really going to be traveling. Um,
Yeah. At this angle, the ten's
man,
in play too.
yeah, right,
You have
right, for sure.
because you're coming off that rail now. That ten's in play to as a blocker, which you want to avoid. So he's going to have to put a little draw stroke on this, or kill it. He's going to have to hit this with a good stroke, or you go right into the 10 with a cue ball. Couple options.
I was going to ask you if that overcut was in your mind from the last time, but it looked like he went with it again, let it play a little more natural. But I think
Yeah,
he's going to have to roll up now, right?
he
Come
did
high on the
overcut it.
nine.
He did overcut a little bit too. I don't know if you saw the way how that ball went into the pocket, but it clipped the edge. So he did overcut it, but he hit it good. But now he has to get good on this 9 ball. And here's the thing with like shots like this. Like, are you gonna go forward and back down to the center of the table? If you do, you have to stay really still, put a good stroke on it, and see how he does here. Yeah, he hit that really good, really good.
Yeah, I'm back now. He hit that really nice. Um,
Yeah.
so, guys, I'm gonna leave you in with the trusty hands of Jeremy Mason. I'm gonna have him come in just a second, and I gotta check out. I gotta go pick up the kids from school. But Damien, I want to thank you so much for stopping by, man.
No
Uh, we've
problem.
we've chatted online, but never really talked to you in person. And you're welcome
Yeah.
in here anytime, man. It was super fun. You're very
Yeah.
knowledgeable, and I really appreciate what you bring to the game and
I
what you
appreciate
bring
that.
to commentating.
Yeah. Anytime you want to do anything, Joey, just let me know. I'm all in.
Awesome, awesome. Well, guys, I'm gonna give that score to Oliver. Make it 1-1 in the second set. Kang is trying to tie it up 1-1, which would lead to a shootout. Hopefully, we get to see that. That would be a lot of fun. And Jeremy Mason will be joining you guys shortly. And so I'll leave you with Damien and Melina Mike for a while. Thanks for watching, guys.
So, have you seen this, Mike? Have you seen Kang play before?
Yeah, I mean, I saw him in Vegas, and then uh, didn't get to watch too many of his matches. To be honest, I think we may have done one or two.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but he's playing well, and you know how it is, man. A race to four, anybody can go and get there, right?
Yeah.
So, and these guys are. I mean, I've seen it time and time again as my daughter is just going crazy in the background.
It's okay.
But race to four really just ratchet up the pressure. So
Yeah.
it's like someone who may be smooth early on going to nine is playing a little tighter going to four.
Yeah.
Because a couple of goofy misses, or let's say you hang something up late. I mean, you're stuck 2-0 going to four, right?
Yeah. Well, that gives someone like me a chance to come out here and actually do some damage one of these tournaments. uh, That's the way I
I
look
like
at it. I
that.
mean, I hate playing tournaments where like I play the weekly tournaments. The races 2 or 3. You know what I mean? And it's I don't get there because they're short races, and I always complain about it. But in this format, I would be on that side of the coin. So I kind of like that.
Yeah.
He went a little. I don't
Oh,
see. I don't know what he's planning on doing here. I don't really like this shot. Doesn't look like King does either. I don't see any automatic safes for this. Do you?
mm, what is he on? He's on the two.
He's on the one.
He's on the one. Oh. Ugh.
I mean,
Well,
he's got it. Yeah, I mean, he's got to. He pushed out to this, which is surprising. He's got to bank that one ball
he's
down,
crossing it,
so it
right?
clear. He's got to cross it and clear the 6 and try to hold the cue ball up table. But it's touchy. It's not. It's not automatic.
I don't like just babying it like that, but I mean, maybe that's just all. Maybe that's just the only side he can go into. I thought he can go and catch it more full, and just bring it real, like down by the 10. But
Yeah,
um, he left the jump. That's if he can't go and make it as it is.
yeah. He's getting the jump. He'll get the jump cue out here unless he can see it, and maybe he just needs to twirl around it just a smidge. Then it's not. But it looks like he's going to get the jump cue. And the position comes natural too with the jump cue. On this, I mean, you go down to that
Right.
bottom rail and back up. See what he
You'll end
does.
up with something. Main thing is just getting that one down.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you could get on. I mean, if you make it, you can get unlucky because there's balls you can get behind down there. But I think for the most part, you should be good. Your percentages are for you,
Wow, did he
but you
miss
got
it
to
altogether?
miss it all together. Jumped over the ball. Wow, it looks like
Hmm.
my screen cut out right as that happened. So,
Yeah, mine too. That's all I was asking.
oh.
Meanwhile, Oliver's looking pretty good. He's going to take a 2-1 lead here, uh, going to four. Let me see if I can bring up dates for some other matches. Looks like Koch took down Christina Takac over on the TV table. On this table right above us, I don't know what the score is, but Fedor's playing, I don't know how to pronounce it, Aegis or Aegis. Um, but it looks like that Christina and Clenty match is the only one to go and um, be completed so far.
Christina and Kachi.
Yeah. But Christina's playing pretty good. I think she took down. Who did she take down the first round? She took down Mickey Krause from. I think he's from the UK. Mickey plays real good.
Yeah,
But I mean, Kachi's playing. Kachi's hot right now. Coming off the World 10 ball win.
yeah. He didn't do as well in the U.S. Open as he was hoping he would do, but you can't win them all. I remember when he came onto the scene a few years ago. Well, he was beating everybody, winning everything, but I don't know.
Took all the cash
I'm
back home to Albania.
Yeah, yeah. Every time I watch Taken now, it reminds me of Kachi. You know what I'm
Wow.
talking about?
Yeah. That
Because
guy's
because
voice, man.
well, all those guys are from Albania, so.
Yeah.
Oh. What do you like here? I like drawing back, playing a 5 in the side. That's what I like here.
Yeah. If you can get enough of it, and he can. So, great shot. Yeah, just like that.
He's a little short, a little short. He's gonna have to play the 6 ball on the short side. I don't think
Well,
he can draw.
yeah, he's got options though.
Yeah, cue ball is tracking on this angle, is tracking towards that bottom right or bottom left hand corner pocket. And so you got to put a little bit of stun on this to change the angle, and then with a little touch of left hand English or right hand English. Yeah, see, he stunned it. A
Yeah,
little right hand English to hold that angle.
perfect.
Yeah, yeah.
Liam Neeson, man, I tell you, me and my wife crack up every time because every movie he's like, "You don't know me," and every time, whatever, like we'll watch the movie just because Liam Neeson's in it, because every
I
time
know.
I'm just dying laughing when he uses that line.
Yeah, He plays the same part every movie now, unfortunately. But yeah, it was funny. It was like those the scene there with the Albanians and the jumpsuits and all that, and then I saw Kachi for the first time, and he was Albanian in a jumpsuit. I'm like, hey, this must be an Albanian thing, you know? So
Yeah, Koch is playing real well. It was he had a some bad roles traveling this year, to say the least. And for him to go and his first major back, he goes and snaps it off. Just really shows the talent that kid has.
oh yeah.
Great shot there by Oliver. Um, yeah, John, I think I don't know. I think it's still 1-1. Um, I guess we'll find out because they were having some safety battles and or maybe it's 2-1. We'll find out here in a minute.
I don't know. Where do I see the comments at, Mike?
So if you exit out of the full screen, because I'm assuming you're in it, then you can see it.
Oh
That's the
yeah.
only way to be able to see it.
Okay.
But the beauty of Restream is that it brings all the comments from every platform. So from YouTube, from all the Facebook um, groups and all that, and it just centralizes them, which I enjoy. And we like
Okay.
interacting with people too.
Oh yeah, for
So that's
sure.
always that's always fun.
Yeah. There we
Mike, I
go.
am
There's the
with you, by
comment.
the way.
Ah, there you go, Jeremy. I didn't realize you were here. My bad, buddy.
Yeah. Guys, let us know in the comments if I did miss a rack there. There was a little bit of a transition period there where Joey was out before I got in. So I just changed it to 2-1 there. Oliver won that last rack, but we may have missed one. If anybody knows, let us know.
Let's see how he breaks these balls here.
Very defined left eye dominant player. I don't know if you guys noticed that, but like really, really cocks his head sideways and gets over the cue with his left eye.
You know what? I didn't even pay attention to that until you just mentioned that. I'm gonna look now. But we're gonna have to.
Damien, I don't know if we know each other. You are from
I own Jam Up Apparel and just a lowly pool player myself. So
oh, well, most of us are lowly pool players, so you're in good company.
yeah. Well, actually, retired lowly pool player, semi-retired lowly pool player. I too busy with life to play like I want to play anymore. So, but I still love the game. But yeah, where are you based out of, Jeremy?
So I am the creator and host of the Sweat Podcast. I live in Delaware, all the way on the
nice.
East Coast.
Oh, nice. Yeah, Delaware. I was actually just out there not too long ago for work.
In Delaware? Really?
Well, that whole mid-Atlantic area.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Nobody comes to Delaware.
Yeah. Well, it's a small state. You can get through it in an hour.
Yeah, exactly.
See, he's going to go for that 10 here. I don't mind this shot. I mean, he's got, two other balls tied up here, so I don't mind him taking this shot. You just have to make sure you execute. That's the tough part. These pockets look like Joey was saying that they're deceivingly kind of tight. They're not necessarily tight, but they're not forgiving, I guess might be the right way to phrase it.
I think that the angles that a ball will go in if it rubs off the rail are slightly different than what they are on a diamond. I think on a couple of the back cuts, the ball just kind of doesn't go in if you don't hit it well.
Yeah. Just like right there, you could see like he hit the outside edge of that pocket there, and it just bobbled out. He's got to hit a good shot. He's got to hit this with a really pure stroke right here. You know, these shots here, they look simple, but they're really not. You know, you have to hit these balls so pure. And especially with this one here, he has to avoid a lot of traffic because that cue ball is naturally tracking towards that 4-9 coming off that bottom rail. So he's going to have to put something on there to manipulate the path, which makes it even tougher. Yeah.
Try to punch it.
Somebody in the comments did verify that this 2-1 score is correct, so that's good to know. Didn't look like he hit that one too bad. That hit a lot of the pocket and didn't go. So, to your point there, Damien.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I guess it just goes to show how good those guys, the pros, the elite level pros play, because you never see them miss those shots there, but they make it look so easy. But like even you get a good player like Oliver. Oliver's a really good player, and he still misses shots like that because you have to hit them so pure. It just like I said, it's more of a testament to me than to those top level players on how good they play. More
Nice
than a
shot.
dig on. Oh, that's a really
Nice
good shot.
shot.
That's a really good shot.
Mm-hmm.
Are you calling
And
the 10 ball here on this kick?
I think you have to.
Why
Yeah.
not?
I
Yeah.
mean,
Go 2 rails
all,
behind the 1 here and try to get the carom on the 10. I think that's there. Go between the 2-7.
I think the one's sitting a little high for that, but I could be wrong. Like I can't completely tell from the angle that I'm at, or we're at. But if it's there, then absolutely, I like that. That's an Efren Reyes classic right there. Looks like that's what he's gearing up for.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's a little bit of a more full hit on the 1, so you'd probably need a lot of pace to actually pocket the 10. But I think the point will be that the 1 will get up table. If the 10 somehow goes, you're good. But I think the 1 gets towards that side pocket and back up above the 275 traffic if you hit this on that carom angle.
Yeah. Yeah, the main thing I'm looking for here, like if it was me, is I'm looking for separation. I want to keep that cue ball down table and send the 1 ball up table. Whether I hook them or not, that's a bonus. At this point, you're in survival mode. Hit the ball, but just try to put some separation on it and make them work for it. That's what's going through my mind if I'm kicking this ball. See what he does.
No, I hit the wrong side of it.
Yeah. Now this one here, you can play the 2-way, but you have to call the 10. So
yeah, not 2-way. Bank the 1, make the 10. But you think he maybe play this? Yeah, I don't know that you can't really play the 10 2 ways either because the 1 stays in space the entire time. I think.
Yeah, there's nothing to cover the 1 if he misses. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, so that whole left side of the table is wide open. Obviously, if he plays the carom here, gets the cue going at the 10, but the 1 just kind of goes up and down in that open part of the table. I think you're probably going to see a straight safety here. The only 2-way shot may be banking the 1 and playing short side on the 2 for the same pocket. That has a chance to get resafe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you could also thin, like you're saying, thin off the right side of the ball and come 2 rails down, maybe 3 rails down behind the 9, just leave the 1 ball kind of right towards the bottom rail. But looks like he's going into the 10.
Oh, how'd he hit it?
Pretty good.
Nice shot. And that's how you got to play it. If you're going to play that shot, you got to just all out commit on the 10 ball because of what we talked about. Nice shot. Draws level at 2 games apiece here in the second set. Down a set. So needed that.
Absolutely. Was it 2-2?
Yes, sir.
So if it goes, if King wins this, it goes to a shootout. Then that's what happens?
Yeah, so spot shot shootout. Anybody that doesn't know the format, it's 2 races to 4. If the same player wins both sets, obviously the match is over. But if you're tied at a set apiece, it goes to a spot shot shootout, which basically works the way penalty kicks works in soccer. There's 4 innings where both players have a chance to shoot, alternating from the left side and the right side in the kitchen. The 10 below the spot, actually, where it is in the rack right now. And then if players are tied after 4 innings, it goes to sudden death. And the cue ball actually moves back behind the first diamond in the kitchen.
He doesn't have the best shot to start with right here. Doesn't have a lot of good safety options either. What do you see, Mike? You see any options I'm not seeing?
Where is he on the 1 ball down there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, man. He's a 3 cushion player.
Try to bank.
He'll try to figure out something. He can go and get creative.
Yeah, that shows you how bad it was when that's the shot that he chooses to play. Just try to go behind the 7 because nothing was natural there.
Yeah, the only other shot that I saw, I mean, I didn't like that shot, but because it requires so much touch. But the other shot would be to bank the 1 ball over near the 4 and try to bring the cue ball up behind the 6. That was probably his only other option that he had there.
Yeah, I was looking at that shot. Yeah. It sat a little bit funny. I think the 1 was close to frozen, and he needed kind of a full hit with some spin to get the cue ball over to the 6. And I think you can kind of double kiss on that one.
Right.
He's going to sell out a good opportunity to Oliver here.
Yeah. Oliver should be out here. I mean, but we haven't seen either one of these guys fully take advantage of their opportunities. A lot of back and forth at the table. So who knows at this point? But he should have a pretty straightforward out here.
Yeah, this rack's really all going to be about the 5 to the 6. Everything else is very straightforward. And the 5 to the 6 should be straightforward. But if you are looking for a problem, that's the one real important shot.
Yeah. What path do you like to go? What path would you prefer?
I think with the whole... I was going to say, with the whole bottom part of the table open, I like to get the angle where I'm kind of cutting the 5 and coming straight up kind of inside the 10 and just getting a cut angle on the 6 where the 8's never in play, the 10's never in play. The 7 has both bottom pockets. I think that makes this a lot easier.
Yeah.
But he's not doing that. He's going to go 2 rails back above the 6, I think.
Yeah, and he's got a lot to be careful with here. I mean, if he hits it to, not enough, he can get hooked behind the 8. He can go into the 10. I mean, there's a lot of things that can happen here. So he's going to have to make a really good shot.
Especially with the way these rails are playing, you really got to judge it well.
You could actually play this up 1 rail past the 10 to take the 10 out of play. He's going to be okay. But though, like we all mentioned there, that 10 ball was definitely in play going the 2 rail route.
Yeah, I think he's got to go back and forth now. I think he's left himself a little steep angle to just float instead of just making this and floating over.
Yeah, so you're saying he'll finish on the same side that the 6 ball's on now?
Yeah. Shoot this with a little touch of inside English, not much. Just to keep the line below table. Let's see what he does here.
Missed it.
Oh, overcut it again. That's a second time this match in big spots where he goes and overcuts a inside cut like that.
Well, fortunately he didn't sell out a chicken dinner. So I mean, I don't mind it, that 6 to the 8 in the side. I mean, it's not the most difficult shot in the world there, and the 6 ball gets moving, so you can reposition that 6 ball around the table. That 6 ball is going to come 2-3 rails down.
You think it'll go in the side?
That's what he looked at. That's definitely what he looked at.
That's what he called. He called it there.
You just don't see a better safety anywhere. I think that's really the important part here. It's not like this is really a preferred shot, but what safety is there? What are you going to drag the cue ball all the way over to the 7 and hope that you can hit it softly enough that the 6 is still up table somewhere?
Actually, I don't mind that shot. I was more looking at them. I don't mind that.
Yeah. Oh, I thought you meant play the 6 off the 8.
No.
I like that shot a lot better. Yeah.
But how do you stop the cue ball there? I'm really surprised that he stopped the cue ball. I thought he could see this, I guess, yeah.
Well, hitting it with center ball like he did made it easier to make that ball, but I think he needed to hit it with more pace, knowing that ball is going to be coming 2 rails around the table, and making sure that 6 ball comes back down into play.
Yeah, he's got to come with a good shot now.
Yeah.
Does he have enough here to stun this and come, above the side pocket and back to the left where it is now, or does he have to drag it straight down?
I think he has to drag it down. He has. I mean, if he stuns it, I think it's going into the side.
Yeah.
No,
You get that
I'm
good.
wrong.
Ooh.
I'm wrong.
But that was the problem. You couldn't beat the scratch and then still get it low enough, you know?
Yeah. Now this one here is a tough one. I mean, I think your two options. One, you ever have to go all out and go for it, or try to put the 7-ball on the side rail and the cue ball down, cue ball down there on the other side rail.
Like with the 10 in the middle? Or you mean just the straight?
See what he does.
Straight safe.
I was thinking more like swing the cue ball around 2 rails and back down towards that lower corner pocket and putting the 7-ball in the same rail as the 10. So trying to cover him with a 10.
I think
that's what I was thinking.
This is pretty effective. This was a well executed shot here.
Yeah. It's easier to execute than what I was thinking, so.
Yeah, and what do you do here except just fire at it? I mean,
not much you can do.
He is going to thin it. Oh, he hit it so good, too. What a shot.
Wow.
And this cue ball is going to... Look at the pace.
Efren speed right there. That's an Efren Reyes shot.
That's unbelievable how good he just hit that.
Yeah. Now you have to try to do the same thing. Or go for it. Do you really like going for it here? I don't. I hate this shot.
Fire at it, Damien. Show some heart. Come on now.
I'm too nitty for that. I'm way too nitty for that.
Well, what are your options though? You know.
You don't really have many, so you kind of have to.
Yeah.
It's long.
He went for it. He ain't gonna be happy. Big game too. I mean, you know, this is the goal to the hill for this set. Yeah.
Yeah. Oliver should feel very fortunate to even be back at the table here, though, with him missing that ball that he did.
Well, but he feathered that 7-ball like a world champion. He hit that so good.
I'm just talking about earlier on in the match when he had the wide open table to get out and he didn't get out.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Meanwhile, Jeremy Seaman defeats Edgy. Edgy just had a real good run at the U.S. Open, so congrats to. I like that. I like that a lot.
That was a good shot.
Mm-hmm. Edgy just had a real good run at the U.S. Open, and Jeremy takes it down. So he's moving on. Plays the winner of Victor Zelinsky and Nate Mindham.
How big's the field out here in this tournament?
I think it's like in the 50s or so, player-wise. I think it was. Are you there?
I'm here. So how many? I'm sorry, it cut out for a second. How many?
Yeah, my Bluetooth kind of messed up on me. It wasn't a full field of 64, but because a bunch of players had buys, but I think it was like in the 50s or so.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna have to make it out and play one of these stops here when they come. I'll go donate since I can't get there anymore.
It's a race to 4, man.
I know. I just keep that in the back of my mind.
You got to go catch a little gear, and you know you can go and do it.
Yeah. It's fine. I'll
Look, he's been breaking from the side this whole time, and now he's changing it up, going for more of a square hit.
Well, he broke from there last racket. He scratched. Or last time I don't know if you saw that, but that's where he broke from last time. He scratched. He hit that good.
No,
Nothing went.
But I've been watching Shane and
Chang.
Shane and Chang go and play, so been spoiled when it comes to 10-ball breaks.
Those two are insane. I read your post last night about the fatigue that they're both feeling. I mean, that's real, you know. I mean, you sit there and battle it out with somebody like that. You get fatigued real easy, you know. And
look at that.
And
look at that.
He hit that really good.
Oh, that's so nasty. Jeez, he's in a ugly spot. Yeah,
Yeah, he's
no, you're right. They were playing real late, and their pace, Chang's pace of play, can be a bit much at times. So I don't think
yeah,
they got done till 2:30 in the morning Central, and they start at 5.
yeah. That's a long. That's a long session. What's the longest session you ever played, Mike?
Oh, I don't get to play hardly at all, man. I played a little bit of one pocket last night, and it was only like 6 hours, and I was tired, hungry, and I dogged my brains out. Um,
Oh wow,
oh, oh,
how do you hit
wow,
that
good
ball?
shot,
That
good
was strong.
shot.
That was
Yeah,
strong.
I mean, the room for error in that shot and that kick was zero. I mean, you had to hit it
Yeah,
perfect.
yeah, yeah. He hit that ball really good. Now here, if he kicks this, you want to try to hit the top side of that one ball and try to feather it, leave it right behind that five. You don't need to
Yeah,
hit
I was gonna
hard,
say, yeah, you want the
just
five
like
to
that.
hold it, just like you did there.
Yeah, just like that. Don't scratch. He hit that ball really good. This is a good game we're watching right here. I've just seen back to back really good three really good shots. That first save he played, then that kick shot, then that was this has been a nice little sequence we've been watching here.
Yeah, this is one thing that I really enjoy. I mean, you can go and have your opinions on the table and the rack and all that shit as you want, right? But the one thing I enjoy is seeing more of pool play, the moving, the kicking, the jumping, the safety play. I mean, I
Absolutely.
I love watching that, So because when you get these robots who they break the ball so well in 9 ball or break the ball so well in 10 ball, guys like Dennis who make it look so easy, Shane and Chang and
Hmm.
Fedor and all those guys when they're using a template. I like how you end up with these clusters and it's forcing guys to go and change up where they're breaking from, whether it's square or on the side,
Hmm.
just anything to try to get a ball down because it's so unpredictable. But you get to see more pool being played, and for my money, I love it. This makes for
Yeah,
rotation a lot more enjoyable for me.
yeah. Because watching just, I mean, it's like watching, like you said, you use the perfect word. It's like watching robots play. Wow, how
Mm-hmm.
good did he hit that ball?
God, and he sold out. He deserved better than that. He hit
So
that good.
yeah, yeah. It's like watching robots play. I mean, they're never out of line. They always have an easy shot. And I do like watching the moving and all of that take place too. But at the same time, I still like to watch high caliber, pocket ball pocketing or potting, as the Europeans would say. I got called out for that the other day on Facebook. It was kind of funny
Is that right?
for saying pocketing and not potting.
Oh God.
Whatever. Well,
Meanwhile, on the
he's got a tough. What?
no, I was gonna say on the SVB and Chang match. For those of you who are sticking with us over here, it's 81-80. Um, Chang won the first one, and then Shane hit him with a three, and SVB just broke dry. So we got a sweater in there. Please go support Omega Mike and them. They're doing a lot of good things for pool as well. So have dual screens up like I do. Um, but back over here, yeah, I don't know what all he's thinking of here. I mean, he
He's
can
thinking.
see it, right?
Yeah, no, he's thinking he's got to get perfect on this two ball. He's got to get straight so we can just float the cue ball back to.
See, I like this because now you can just float up for the three. Oh well, no,
No,
yeah, no, that didn't
no,
work out so well.
no,
Now you
because
got
you
work to
still
do.
have, yeah, you still have room for error with
Oh,
that
for
way
sure.
there.
Now you're in a tough spot and you're down 3-2. You're on a lifeline to stay on the winner side. So, and from here, I mean, once you go and put the two ball down, if he elects to go and pocket it, um, the three was really the only other issue and he's going to go and move that. So,
He's going to move that. He needs to be careful to if he goes into it, he needs to hit it full because if he clips the side of it, he's more than likely going to get hooked. We'll see what he does here. Did he get a little
Get
love
out of the
rub?
way. Oh, he ended up coming out real good there, looks like, didn't he? Because that 3 ball
Smell.
goes now.
Yeah, smelling like a rose now.
Yeah,
So
man.
now he just needs to calm himself down, take your time, and make sure that you get out. I mean, your life for the match is all riding here on this out. So take your time. This is, I mean, if he pockets this ball here, it should be fairly routine. You know, just take your time and make sure you get there. What I always like to do in these situations here is just sit back and just take a moment and breathe. A lot of people don't realize that, like, when you get, when you get nervous, Mike, that feeling you get, like, where, like, your arm just kind of feels like jelly all of a sudden because you're nervous,
Like a
uh,
noodle. Yep.
yeah. Well, that's because lack of oxygen. So, like, what happens is when you start to get nervous, your breathing slows down. You're not breathing as much, so you're not getting as much oxygen to the brain, and so it's allowing all those other nerves in your body to tighten up. And so, like, a lot of people don't understand the importance of, like, breathing techniques. Like, when you're in these pressure situations, you want to make sure you're doing that. So, like, when I get in a spot like that, you'll see me step back from the table a lot and just take a deep breath, and just before I get it back up there. But
Compose yourself.
yeah, it's important. It's important. You see a lot. You
You,
see that a lot with golfers. I don't know if you've ever studied what golfers do when they're when they're in the heat of the moment. They do
yeah, I
that.
mean, and you see it a lot of times with these players too. They'll go back and get the towel, wipe down the cue, and you can see them
Hmm.
just going and breathing and all that. Meanwhile, up above, Fedor just continue. Well, actually, that was his first match, so he defeats I don't know how to pronounce his name, Pegis, uh, and is going to move on the winner side. And Kang's looking to go make it hill here in about 5 balls or so.
Yeah, just keep it simple. Stay in the middle of the table. Like, I like going one rail down and up. Looks like he's gonna go 2 rails into it, but you got to hit it good because otherwise you go past your line. But he made that look really easy. Good shot. Follow this up about 6 more inches, and leave yourself a good little angle to get down there on the 9. He's going to go below it and just float over. Don't get
Ain't nothing
straight.
wrong with that. He's looking
Nope.
good.
Nope.
Uh-oh. Row. Oh, no, he's fine.
Yeah, he's
Might have
just
to get the
reaching now,
rake.
though.
Yeah. Just
Mike,
come.
I'm back with you guys. Looks like we might have a chance to be hill here in a second in the second set. But we have one of the best comments ever. As my wife came home and put my son over across the room for a second there, and somebody in the comments said, "Is that Mika crying in the background or Earl?"
Oh, well, I tell you, I was there at the World 10 Ball, and Mika is still Mika, that's for sure. He was full of emotion.
How'd he hit that ball, guys? He hit that ball
Yeah.
pretty sweet.
Doesn't it seem like the Asian players are always real good with the rest for some reason? I don't know why. I guess they just practice, maybe.
Snooker.
Yeah, a lot of them come from that snooker background.
Yeah. Well, maybe that.
Hill.
Yeah. Let's see how this goes here.
Martin in the comments lets us know that if this match ends real quick, we will have Victor Zelinsky versus Nate Mindham next.
I'm gonna, after this match, I'm gonna have to bow out, gents. I have to go pick up my kids now. So we're all trying to be full spectators here and play dad duty. So it's real
Tough
life,
balance.
right?
Yeah, one of the funny benefits of COVID has been people have really realized some of the things that you can do on the technology side of things, bouncing around things, doing work things in the middle of home life, and that's what we got going on right now. Pretty cool
Oh yeah,
stuff.
yeah. I've been working this whole time. We've been commentating.
There you go. That's
So
all three.
yeah.
All right. So
So
Kang Lee set the break here. 3-3 second set, down a set to Oliver Zolnoki, trying to draw level and force a shootout. Let's see what he can do.
has this 10-ball break from the side been working at all? I
Negative.
don't usually see. Yeah, I don't see people break from right there.
Well, I think with this rack, we saw a lot of people a
Ball
couple
down,
weeks
though.
ago trying this because they just couldn't get the standard 10-ball break to work. So,
Yeah. Well, there's really no technique on the 10-ball break from the side there. It's just you got to break them hard and hope that you get lucky, right? There's like no balls tracking to any pockets breaking from that side. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that to be the case.
Mike, did we see anybody trying to like make the one a couple weeks ago?
There was, I think, obviously Corey and Corey was funny because he called the shot whenever right before Billy. He said, "I'm gonna go for that 10-ball and break every time." And then he came back like a few hours later. He said, "Yeah, I made it twice." and erased the 4. But there was a guy. I think Roland. Roland was. I don't want to say soft breaking, but it definitely wasn't hard. That's for sure. And he was breaking from the side. I think he was more just trying to go and cut on the side, and just putting the 2-ball in a specific spot to where he would hopefully have a shot. But the consistency wasn't nearly as high.
Yeah, so it was almost like the 9 on the spot break that you see, but with 10-ball. So
Those Europeans have that 9 on the spot break figured out. Guys like
That's all they
Alvin.
play.
Yeah, I know.
See what he's going to do here. He's just kind of teasing him right here.
I think this is pretty straightforward. You bank that 1 ball, cross table. You try to bring. You've got 5 balls over there to try to hurt cue ball behind. Try to bring your cue ball back right to where it's at.
yeah, the only thing here is just make sure you don't make the 1 cross corner, right? So cue ball
Right.
behind the 4. Yeah, he didn't even go the 2-rail route. He banked it, didn't even come close to the corner pocket with the 1 ball, and just went straight across using the 5 ball, which is a little bit different than both of us thought we would see there.
Yeah. He said, this is not a good spot to be in if you're king. I wouldn't want to shoot this shot for my life. See what he's planning here. Is he planning on crossing it? And where's the cue ball going? How's he going to get the cue ball there? You have to miss that 7 ball coming down off the rail. That's a very tight corridor.
Yeah, and it's not going to go up where he just pointed if he does beat the 7. It's going to go much longer than that, you have to think. 2 rails back up at the 10, maybe. I think would be about the best he could do, I would think.
Yeah. Because are you talking about coming to the right side or the left side of the 7?
Yeah, I'm saying if he went to the left side of the 7, I think the best he could do would be like 2 rails at the 10, which doesn't really do him any good.
Yeah. And then not to mention, too, in order to make the cue ball go that route, you have to hit it a little harder.
Sure,
Now you lose control of the 1 ball, so there's a lot of flaws in that shot there.
Do you think he can?
Good options here.
The only thing I see possibly maybe is if he cross banks the 1 much softer, tries to lay the cue ball on like the head on the foot rail, and just use the 7. Can he get the 1 to go that far at that pace?
I can't tell if he can see enough of the 1 to do that, but that's not a bad shot. I think he can only see paint. Yeah, see, that 7 ball was.
Oh,
He made Okay, yeah. So he's going to sell out here, and everything kind of opened up a little bit with that shot too. With the 8 going in, the whole right side of the table's wide open for the 2 now.
Yeah,
You might see a 310 here.
yeah. I was just gonna say that 310. That's what's gonna happen. I bet I'll lay some Molina Mike odds on it that that's gonna happen.
What are we talking about?
that he's gonna go for that that he's gonna go for that 310 combo.
I know. What's the line?
Yeah, he knows what
Might
you're
go
saying.
fire
He
with
just
it.
wants to know what the
Yeah.
bet is.
Oh, okay. I don't know. You're the
Let's
best
see.
bookmaker I've ever met, so I don't know.
Oh, nah,
Okay.
he ain't go. Well, if it don't go on the side, which it doesn't look like it goes in the side, either way, I think he's gonna go for it. For 310.
Yeah, this is bad. This is bad here. What's he? Do
Yeah.
you have to cross bank the 2 now?
I don't know.
I don't think you can hold that either.
He hit that about as bad as you can hit it. I mean, I'm not knocking the guy. He's in a pressure situation, but I mean, you make sure you get home on that 2 ball, and you're golden.
So he's going to try to spin this up with a lot of left, beat the side pocket the first time, but you might catch the 10 coming back across.
Yeah. Yeah, he hit it fat. As John Schmidt would say, he hit it fatter than my ex-girlfriend.
Kang Lee with 9 lives, man. He wasn't expecting to go and get back.
Do you think he locks him on the 7 here off the rail, or does he try to be aggressive here?
When you're free rolling, you weren't. I mean, I don't know. For money.
Yeah, I don't think you're ever free rolling in this spot. You might be playing with house money, but there's a difference between that and free rolling.
Yeah, but you weren't expecting to go and get back, is what I mean. Like, you were already drawn.
No, I agree. I agree with that.
I'll tell you this: if it's me at the table here and I'm playing this, I'm not playing safe. Like, I'm not going to give. I'm going to try everything I can to not let Oliver back to the table. So I'm going all out here, even if it means it's a really tough shot. Like, I would probably try to cross this ball and use a lot of inside English to miss that 7. But
what a good shot.
The only thing I was going to say, and that was the first shot that I called, is I just thought it was sitting really, really well to play this lockup safety here. I mean, he does. Yeah. He has 1 railer, and there's a lot of balls over there for the resafe. But I just think the percentage was so high to play a good safety there. Versus, you don't have to come up with a good look at the 3, even if you get that 2 down.
I've just been in so many matches where, in the same scenario here, where I play a safe when percentages tell me to play safe there, and it's in a match critical spot like this, and funny things happen. And next thing you know, like, and so I just Lou Butera, when he was still alive, he watched me play a match down there in Vegas, and he told me, he said, if I'm going down, I'm going down swinging. He saw me have a scenario like that, and that's just always stuck with me, but.
I have a hard time arguing with it, and I've made the point myself before that a good safety does not have to win you the game. The best defense is always a good offense.
Yeah. All right, but it looks like it's paid off for him in this. Now here you need to, like, stay down, get composed, keep your head down. This is a really easy shot to, like, to overcook, so make sure you execute on this. But he can pull this back, come on the top side of that. Is that the 7 ball?
Yeah,
I've seen up there. Come
7
top
ball.
side of that 7. Yeah. So just use a nice stroke here, a little bit of low right hand English, and then you can play position for that 310 combo.
Yeah, and the saving grace here is if you go long, the 3 does have the lower left hand corner, so you can kind of put a good stroke on this ball.
Exactly. Stay down, stay very still here. That's the key to the shot. Nice shot.
Oh, he hit it so perfect. What a shot.
Yeah.
No room to spare going by the 7, and this is like basically ball in hand angle on the 310 combo.
For sure.
We got a shootout, boys. Looming.
There it
In the
is.
hole. In the hole.
You guys out there in the comments, 352 people watching right now across the various platforms. Who do you like in this shootout? Watching how this match has gone down, we've seen a lot of times maybe the guy with the momentum coming in is a bit of a favorite. But what do you guys think here? Kang Lee versus Oliver Zolnocki in a shootout.
I'm gonna pick Kang right now just because he's got the momentum.
Okay, how much we firing? Because don't go and backtrack now after seeing him miss the practice shot.
All right. You got me for a 20 there, Mike. I'll tell you what. You got me for a 20. You pick either way, so I don't care who you want. I'm gonna
go with Oliver for sure. You see the way your horse is going and hitting the tail. I'm going with Oliver all day.
This is why I have mixed feelings about trying to hurry up and get a practice one in there because it can go the wrong way for sure. And now you have a bad thought in your head, like you just missed 2 of them.
Oh no, he's just there. He's just knocking off all that rust. He's gearing up. He's gearing up, ready to take this down.
It's good. You know, Mike, it's so funny how a guy's like honest and forthcoming and like telling it like it is an entire match until he has a horse.
Listen, you can't. He's optimistic. That's for sure. He's got the spirit.
Yeah. He's been just getting ready the whole match just for this moment right here. That's what it is. And so, we were in on this, Mike. I told him to shoot those 2 balls in the rail so I could trap you. That's basically what. He hit that other
ball. He hit that ball to get on a 310 so good though. I mean, good. His stroke was just beautiful on that shot, man.
It was like butter.
Yeah, and Jeremy's right because it was that safety that just won him a shot to go, and essentially, I mean, he's back in the match now, right? It's 0-0, so when he should have been drawing dead.
Well, I am back, guys, and let me tell you, I was listening to you guys on the way to pick up the kids, and you guys are killing it in here commentating. I'm telling you. I was like, if I could listen to these guys for 4 more hours, my Fargo rate would go up 20 points. You guys are crushing it.
Yeah. I enjoy commentating. I got lucky enough I got to commentate that Orcolo Shane match, the last one they had. Or not the last one they had, the one they had down there in Oklahoma City. So that was the highlight of my commentating career right there.
Oh, with Chip in them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Well, you know, the cool thing is now, I heard Jeremy mention it a little while ago with technology and with all the pool action that's going on right now, right? There's a ton of people that are knowledgeable and can talk about pool, and you can just dial them in, you know? Same way we dialed you in, Damien, and got you in here.
Yeah, this is sweet. Yeah, I mean, I don't have to leave my house. I'm here in my basketball shorts and hoodie. I like it.
Molina Mike's in his underwear, but we weren't supposed to say
For sure. I had to make sure. I had to make sure that was all right before I jumped on.
I'm gonna try to not picture that.
Look, let's see if we can see him over there. I see Molina. Stand up, Molina. Let's make sure you.
Listen, no. We ain't doing that. We ain't trying to get kicked off Facebook, boys.
Oh, that's funny. So I guess they're taking a short break.
No wonder Jeremy sounds so good. Look at that microphone he's got.
Yeah.
Jeremy does it right.
I'm compensating for a lot.
Man, this is great. We got 350 people across all the platforms watching, guys. Thanks so much. This is a shootout. This gets exciting. So if you have a couple seconds, go ahead and share this. Share this in your pool group. Share this to your friends, and let's get this number up to 500-600 people. Just so people know about this, so they can follow the pages when we go live tomorrow or the next day. Boom, they get notified and they see it, and they're a part of the action. So, yeah.
Joey, who's up between me and you? Who's up in our dinner bets between me and you, Joey?
You won the last one, the last longer with Kachi and Yap, which I still can't believe I lost that one. Yeah. Okay.
Well, I mean, Kachi won the tournament. I mean, you're going to have a hard time.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, going into that
you want me to send you the bracket?
Like you could have picked anybody. That's got to make you feel better. Like you had no chance, right?
Listen, people did not really know about Yap at the time, but I watched him play like 3 matches. I was like, there's nobody beating this guy. It's just not going to happen. And sure enough, he ran into the one player that was going to beat him in that tournament. But, I posted this online the other day. I want to get your thoughts on this. Johan Chua, I think, is playing some of the best pool out of anybody right now. He lost in the semifinals to Oi. Mike and I were sitting ringside for that one, and it was a push out. Oi pushed out, very clever push out, to where if Chua took it, he'd have to stretch out over the table, so his body position wouldn't have been right. So he gave it back to him. Oi jumps it, runs out, and ends up losing to Kachi in the finals. And then Chua's hill with Beato in the U.S. Open in the quarterfinals. Breaks dry, Beato runs out, ends up winning the U.S. Open. So here goes Kang getting started on this shootout. But just mark my words, Chua's about to break off something big soon. He's playing great.
Here's my horse right here for 20 against William Mike.
Oh man, there it is. Hey, you know what? Hey, we can fire by the shot too if you want.
You can buy out for $17.50 right now.
Jeremy's my new manager, by the way.
Put the whammy on him. Put the whammy.
I should know better than to bet against Molina here because man, he's like you know who you remind me of? You remind me of Sam Rothstein from the movie Casino. You're just like the ultimate bookmaker. Like they're gonna put you in charge of a casino or something.
I do horrible at sports, but I do all right when it comes to betting on pool.
I know.
Joey, to your point, there's just a couple guys I would like to mention. Obviously, Aloysius Yap. We saw a post from Mike Page shooting an 875 Fargo over the last 3 weeks. So, I mean, tough to argue. Tough to say anybody's playing any better than that right now. But certainly Johan Chua. And then the other two guys, Nyoki Oi with back-to-back top fours in world-class tournaments. And Edgy Geronimo with back-to-back really, really high finishes in these world-class fields. I think the four of those guys probably the hottest players on the planet right now.
Yeah.
Well, one thing about Chua is that they've been in quarantine and on lockdown in the Philippines for the last 18 months, and so he's not even, I don't think, 70% of his game.
Wow.
From having watched him a couple of years ago.
Mike, just from sitting next to the table there when him and I were playing, just the way he was stroking the balls. I mean, there was just a quality to it that was really unbelievable. He was playing fantastic.
Got some heat. Now.
I was just going to ask, before he pulled the trigger on that one, we saw him take 2 practice shots that he missed, and we saw the first miss there. He changed the way he hit it. He actually took a lot of pace off it. He missed it 3 times the same way, and I was going to ask you guys if he tried to change something up at that point.
Well, I sent him a text message and told him to do that. So there's a reason why he made that shot there. It wasn't, I'm going to take full credit for that.
Coach was giving him help.
Coach Pong in the house. Here we go.
Get in the hole, baby. Come on. Let's go.
Giddy up.
I got to find a way to middle my bet here.
Lay it off. I'll sell the insurance too while I'm at it.
Yeah, let him buy out, Mike. Let him buy out for half.
You got to find a way to middle here.
Well,
we all saw. This is the beauty of it, though, man. I mean, it turns so quickly. Just like Kang was drawing dead, and then now he's forcing a shootout. So I mean, it can go and sway either way in a drop.
Right. Well, the fact that he missed one already, like, is I mean, how does this work? I mean, they each shoot 4 shots.
Yeah, 4 innings, and then if they're tied after that, it goes to a sudden death where each player, there's 1 inning, and if you don't draw level, it's over. But they have 4 full innings to see if one player has the advantage or not.
So this is for the match right here, basically.
Not yet.
No.
Because
if he makes it, then Kang Lee has to make the next
2 in a row and needs a miss in the last inning from Oliver. Yeah.
This is the bottom of the 3rd here.
Okay.
In
thought
baseball,
this was the 4th.
Baseball terminology.
I like it. Get back up. Come on.
Hey, I want to do another giveaway for Jam Up. So after the shootout here, let's talk about that.
Uh-oh.
Awesome. That's really awesome.
There you guys get a great look at what I was talking about earlier. You see how far his head is cocked to the side with that left thigh dominant position on the cue there?
All right, here we go.
And it's
Here
working.
We go. Come on, Ray Finkel. Let's go.
Oh my goodness.
Finkel is Einhorn? Einhorn is Finkel.
Laces out.
Laces
out,
out, boys. Come on.
Come on.
Oh my gosh. You got a bunch of millennials watching this. Like, what are they talking about?
Yeah.
I know. I'm dating myself here. I just turned 40. So like I'm official suburban dad with wearing Crocs now.
Oh,
so.
Yeah. You're still young,
Here we
Damien.
go for the match to continue.
Nope.
Bingo.
Oh.
That's it.
She wrote.
Well, you got my shipping information, Damien.
I'm gonna hold off a little bit so you put me on that Monday blast, whatever it is.
Oh, okay. Well, you know what? I don't like quitting winter anyway, so you're in a good spot there. We got a lot of tournament ahead of us.
We have our first mention of Johnny Mondays on the live stream here.
Yeah. Hey, I have to take off here now, guys. But can I give Jam Up a plug real quick while we're
Absolutely
before I leave? So first off, I want to do a drawing here. So you guys have records of all the people who you have watching the stream. So pick somebody between now and the end of your guys' stream, at the end of like the next couple days, however long you guys are doing it, and I will do a free Jam Up customized jersey with their name on it, shipped right to their home for free of charge.
What?
And yeah, I'll do that. And then
can commentators enter the contest? That's what I want.
1308 Hartley Road.
That's awesome.
Careful, you never know who's going to be on the screen here listening.
Yeah, right.
I'm gonna get all kinds of hate mail.
I know, right? But yeah, we're gearing up for fall. So my wife is going to town, just creating all kinds of new product there. And so, like, you know, we have all of our manufacturers set up for quick turns, so this stuff can come here fairly quick, and we customize everything, so it's really cool. And we've got some really those pool blankets. I don't know if you guys saw them on Facebook, but we just released that. Those are going like crazy. So, anyways, if you guys get a chance, go to the Jam Up Apparel website, just browse around. But if anything, just go like our page, and that way you can just follow up on the stuff that we do. I'd really appreciate that.
Man, thank you,
man.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. And we'll make sure we come up with an equitable way to pick a winner there, because that's certainly a generous offer there. We appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem.
I want one of those Snuggies, man. How do I get one of those Snuggies?
We'll do a Booth Brothers Snuggie. How about that?
All right.
There we go.
Yeah.
Ship it.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, Damien, this has been
fellas.
such a pleasure, man. Thank you so much.
All right, guys. Take care.
All right. See
Thanks,
you, bud.
man.
All right.
Speaking
Joey,
of, hold on.
I got
Kamui vouchers. The first person to tell me who won the match
Trivia
that was going on during this match we just finished, the one on the table above, send me a PM. I'll send you a Kamui voucher.
What about a comment?
No, shoot me a PM.
Okay, fine. But
you know what? Yeah, comment. Yeah, no.
The comments
I'll get 30
are
messages
because we see it across all platforms.
Comment in here right now who won the match on the table above while we were streaming.
Okay, was it Kazakas?
Negatory. Kazakas is playing right now. Trail Price.
Trail
Price came in. If you're in the U.S., then send me your shipping information. If not, I'd be in a bad game. So
yeah, Trail. If we're connected on Facebook, or Mike, if you're connected to Mike, whatever, shoot us a message. We'll make sure you get that. Tell them how it works, Mike, because I remember they explained it to us out in Vegas.
Yeah, so it's got to be an authorized Kamui tip installer. Mm-hmm. Basically, you give them this voucher, they'll put you on a tip, and then that installer will only charge you the install fee. and then the installer to go and get redeemed. They'll send this back to Kamui, and they can get any tip of choice. Kind of hard to see there, but basically any tip that Kamui offers, they can go. It doesn't have to be the tip that they put on your cue per se. So, but again, it's got to be an authorized Kamui tip installer. Shoot me a message on Facebook with your shipping information trail, and we'll get you hooked up, brother. Shout out to Kamui and John Bertone.
Awesome. So what's up with the next available matches? What are we looking at here?
Joey, I got to step out real quick. I got to go do bedtime with my baby boy. I can be back probably in about 30 minutes or so. So we'll touch base with you guys then.
Copy that. See you, Jeremy. Mike, what's coming up? We got Martin out there with the camera?
Yeah, let me see if I can message Martin. Oh, they're already up. Okay, so it's going to be Victor and Nate.
Right here? On this table?
Victor. Yeah, well, I don't know if it's on this table, but look, I'm getting blown up with Fader messages right now. God, I dogged that one. Sorry, boys.
You dogged it.
You can thank Joey Ryan because Joey decided to change it up to the comments, and then I went with it. So
in the comments, and so Mike, tell him again what Damien said about what's he giving away? A competition jersey.
Yeah, Jam Up competition jersey, and it's gonna be customizable. So you want your name, you want your team name. I actually just went to the Jam Up website maybe about a week ago. Me and Damien were chatting one night, and I went on there and ordered some gear. And he was like, you can go and customize it, right? So I went back, put the Molina mic on there on one of the shirts. So yeah, they do a great job. They're hooking up a lot of teams. I've been working with Damon here and there for the last like 2 years, and as you guys can tell, he's just a real stand-up guy. So
so why don't we do this, Mike? Why don't we do this? As you guys remember from the Vegas event, I keep track of all the donations. I put it in a spreadsheet, and then we do a little something at the end. Why don't we do that? If you guys can do a $5 donation, you get one entry for that jersey, competition jersey from Jam Up. Those things got to be what, $7,500, something like that. Probably, you think? So if you give one $5 donation, you get one entry. If you give $20, you get five entries, something like that. No?
Let's do this. So the one that Damien offered, we'll give that one away for free. We'll figure out a way. And then what I'll do is I'll match them. So we'll do a second one, and it'll come out of my pocket, out of Joey's pocket. We'll throw it in, and so we'll go and do no, you're in it, brother. So we'll go and do 2 jerseys. Give us a little bit of time to kind of brainstorm how we can go. Maybe we can do more trivia because that's always fun. So that means you got to go and tune in more often than not, and to make sure you have a chance to go and enter. So we'll figure out something, and we'll formally go and announce it on all the platforms. But yeah, man, let's go and so we'll do one for free, and then we'll do another one like that. How about that, Joey?
All right. I'll let you slide on that one. Let's do it. I'll even kick up half. Let's do it.
There we go.
So this is so we have Nate Mindham here from Cue It Up podcast fame. Also plays a little bit of pool, taking on who's this? Victor?
Yeah, this is Victor. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they just started. So another great young Polish player against the podcaster Nate Mindham.
Who's winning between you and Nate?
Me and Nate?
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, don't, man, don't be soft. Don't be soft. Come on, let's hear it.
I mean, I'll play him. I'll play him anytime he wants to play. I know he plays good, so what are you going to do? There you go. What do you got with me and Nate?
I'll put some money on you. I'm mad at my money most time anyway, so it's all right. You just saw me give some away.
That's funny.
Oh man! All right, Victor with the real good shot here. I can't tell. It looks like it passes, but I wonder if you're going to go for the 10 only because of where the 3's at. I mean, the angle's kind of hard. No, he's not. He's not.
Yeah.
He's just going to go and play a little lock-up safe right there. Oh, he had more angle than I thought. Wow. I didn't think he was on that side of it. It's my bad. It's on me.
If Nate wasn't scared as of now, he is probably after that shot.
The kid plays very well. Very, very well. He's kind of got a unique style to him as far as how he approaches the table. But it works, man.
Yeah, he plays good.
I think he's got a bright future. Honestly, I do.
He's going to be just okay here. It's a little scary though.
Yeah, Christina.
when
What
we were
about
out,
Kachi? No, it was the other way around. I think Kachi won that one in straight sets. Sorry, Joey.
I was just going to say when we were out in Vegas, Mike, Martin came up to talk to us, and Victor was with him, but I had never really met him or anything. And I remember, it's so funny with pool players. You can never tell just looking at them away from a pool table if they can play or not. And I was like, who's this young guy? I bet you I could beat this guy. And then I found out who he is, and I was like, oh, no, I cannot. So,
No, the kid's a monster. Hey, but you know what? That works perfect because you go into a pool room and let's say no one knows you. You know, he looks kind of unassuming, wet behind the ears. So, come to find out, he's a monster.
yep. So we got a lot of people in here, a lot of people commenting. Thank you. Let's see. Lynette. Hey, you're welcome, Lynette. Thanks for joining us. Appreciate that. Hey, Josh. What's going on, man? Thanks. Appreciate you, man. Can't wait to see you out doing more stuff with Badroll. Timothy, this is Joey Ryan from Pool Player Podcast, and I'm joined by Melina Mike. And we had Damien from Jam Up in here, and Jeremy Mason from the Sweat Podcast. So we've been tag teaming it. So that game is over.
He doesn't waste any time, does he?
No. Yeah, I kind of like that. It's great for spectators.
For sure. I agree with you.
Nate, very cordial there and getting some of the balls out for him. Heck of a guy.
You're just reaching for compliments, ain't you?
No, we've talked about this, Mike, but we had Jeremy on from the Sweat Podcast, and it's like a pay it forward type of thing. I remember when I was first getting started, didn't really know Nate at all, and one day he commented on one of my posts, and somebody said, "Hey, you should talk to Emily Frazier," and Nate was like, "I can help you make that happen," and sure enough, he did. And I was like, well, that's really cool of him. And so when I heard Jeremy had a podcast, hey, anything I can do to help, and that's what you get in this community. A lot of people trying to be really helpful and just trying to make a mark on this industry and elevate, what we have. And I think that's great. So,
well, we see it all the time. Yeah, we see it all the time with promoters, and sometimes they don't go and work together. And we talk about how things would be better if maybe they did go and work together. So I think we got to go and take some of our own maybe advice, and just and that's really what I've enjoyed is all of us who are here on this side of it, being able to help each other out whenever we can. So at the end of the day, we're just, we're a bunch of fans of pool,
Yeah. So Nate is a Q-Tech ambassador. You see that patch on his back there. As well as a podcaster, and I think he's been hitting the gym, Mike.
He must work out for sure.
He's on the Joey Gray plan, I think.
Either that, or he's lost a lot of bets where he's having to go and do push-ups. One of the two.
Yeah, he's got the 8-ball, a hanger here. So if you can find a way to cut that 7 down towards it, he's got that 3-ball combo, and he just missed it. He cut the 7 a little too much. Yeah.
Yeah. I like it though. He didn't really have too many options there. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, you had to take a shot at it, and it's one of those with those combos. If you always end up not taking enough time, it seems. You take a second look at it, maybe you should have taken a third. But, like I said, I never missed a ball from the booth.
Batting 1,000.
Yeah.
Danks asked, how much is a Predator rack? It is not released just yet. So, I don't have an ETA. I tried to go and weasel one from a few Predator reps that I know. And all they said was, Mike, we know you, and you're going to go and sell it. And they may have been right. So, but we were fortunate enough to be able to check him out in Vegas. Oh, nice shot! If he can tuck it in.
Yeah, that's going to be safe. Nate's going to have to kick or maybe jump. We'll see. Since he's a Q-Tech player, he's got the propel in the bag. Looks like that is the propel right there. It's got that
Yeah,
thick
it's got the town
shaft.
tip on there.
Yeah, he's showing us how thick his shaft is right now.
Relax, Joey. Go clean yourself up, buddy. All right.
So, yeah. Hey, you're welcome, Timothy. Yeah, little Chris, I can see it. Thanks for joining, man. Appreciate you. If you guys aren't following little Chris on YouTube, very educational pool channel. A lot of instructional videos, live streams. You get to watch him dog it every once in a while too.
Oh,
That's gonna leave a shot.
yeah.
Hey, Timothy. No, this isn't Nathan Childress. He's a good player out of Virginia. This is Nate Mindham from Cue It Up Podcast.
They both look young.
I guess Jarrell is talking about Victor from A Match Against Omar out in Vegas.
Oh yeah. Well, I saw the end of it, but he was mainly just complaining about Omar's pattern rack, and we've had Omar on. I'm a big Omar Al Shaheen fan, but yeah, I mean, he was really just complaining about the pattern ranking that Omar was doing, or that he was alleging Omar was doing. Omar pretty much told him to go get a ref. But I actually like the kid going and standing up for himself. You gotta have some backbone. So, for me, I think the rack and the break and all that is a skill like any other in pool. You know.
That's one thing, Mike, you find, I said it earlier, why I do the podcast is, to promote kind of the good side of a lot of these players, because a lot of times you see them out at these events really under the heat. They're out there, imagine these guys came from Poland. They're out here for what, 2-3 months? And they're going from event to event, like the U.S. Open. We know that you got to finish in the top 16 to really make money there. So it's a lot of pressure on these guys. So yeah, you might see them sometimes not at their best. Where they're feeling that pressure. It appears as though they're crying about the rack, and maybe they are. But until you've lived in their shoes, it's a little tough sometimes to really understand that type of
Right, and plus, I mean,
where am I going to get
when you're
money
in the
from?
heat of
Pressure.
Yeah, when you're in the heat of competition, some of them have families back home. I mean, most of them have families back home. So I'm not one to go and judge. I've met Victor and Martin and them and Team Poland, and he's a stand up kid in my book, and I got a lot of love for Omar too. Omar's been great, to me, and since I met him years ago at the Texas Open. But in competition, it's a little bit different. I think you see that with a lot of these guys where, I mean, Jason Shaw and Shane are good friends, but you catch them in the Mosconi Cup, you'll see them go and chatter and bark at each other.
I really like that shot he just played right there. That's a great lesson to those watching that are maybe good players, but not at that top level. You'll see so many people miss that ball trying to overstroke it, trying to hit it really hard and jam that in there. He just smooth stroked that 9 in and came around those 2 rails nice and easy. Knew he'd end up having a little bit of a cut shot on the 10, but he didn't stress about it, So I think that's a good lesson there for you guys. By the way, John Jones says it's pronounced Victor, like straight up Victor. But
Listen, I've been butchering names all day long.
No, but I've heard. I mean, didn't we hear Martin call him Victor? No. What is Martin? We'll talk to Martin about it. He's the authority on all things. He's the authority on all things Poland.
It's true. It's true. We got experts all over the place.
Meanwhile, Eric. It's funny. Eric comments and he says, "Shane and Jason are friends?" ? And then he laughs. But yeah, I mean, we've been out in Vegas. We've seen him talking, chatting. There's a, like you said, Mike, leading up to the Mosconi, there's this big competition aspect, and I really think Jason kind of does some of that because he likes that psychological advantage, but I would say they probably are acquaintances, pretty good acquaintances. Hey, John, thanks, man.
No, they really do get along. It's different. I mean, you'll see a post online of Jason complaining about Shane's rack or whatever. You see them during the Mosconi Cup, but that's not necessarily how they are off the pool table. And I think that was the overall point when it comes to what we were just talking about. And it's like that with a lot of these guys.
He crushed those balls, but he got absolutely nothing. They kind of all spread out and came back together.
Yeah.
Nate might have a look at this one on the side, in which case, if he does, he'll end up having to settle for like a bank on the 2 if he tries to take the 1 on. Not ideal to come to the table down 2-0 and have a guy break dry and not have a great shot here. Yeah, I don't know if you can see that whole 1 ball or not. Looks like he's going to push out here. This is interesting. I mean, this 1 ball is purely makeable. A little surprised by that.
The two's open. Just a heads up for those of you guys wondering, right now it's 87-80 in favor of Chang Jun Lin.
See, Nate knew what he was doing there. Nate knew what he was doing. He set him up. He gave him a little teaser, kind of like you do with somebody in one pocket. You give him a hard shot and say, "I dare you to shoot it." It was like a Jedi mind trick.
To you.
Jedi mind trick with Victor, where he's like, "Did he really just give me the shot? Does he not know my name?" And then he just talks.
Boy, Nate is really
he's gonna play this 3 rails to the side, I think. Interesting.
He really wants to make sure that he knows what pocket he called.
Well, he's got a little leaker, and he can play. It looks like he can play the 1-6 combo. 6 is a little high for that, but he can definitely play the billiard, which I kind of like a little better because you can make the billiard rail first or hitting it flush. So let's see if he elects to play the combo or the billiard. Yeah, Eric, Melina Mike's actually. That ball rolled off a little, I think.
Yeah, it looked like it did too, right?
Yeah. Yeah, Melina Mike's heading out to South Carolina, aren't you, Melina?
Yeah, should be leaving. I think we start driving Sunday. I think me and Hanshu are going to be going out there. He's going to be doing key repair out there, and so looking forward to that.
Yeah, and just so you guys know, like, we're here to support the people that are already doing things, so obviously Omega has their stream. It's a paid stream, so I doubt we'll be able to stream matches from the main event out there, but Mike will be getting interviews. I think we got a couple cool ones lined up already that we'll tell you about when the time's right. And Mike's got a new toy to play with, little gimbal. So he'll be having fun walking around with that thing.
Explain because that people who don't know what a gimbal is, they may go and think something else, especially after your comment earlier.
No, if you don't know what a gimbal is, it's kind of like a handheld, almost tripod for your phone that kind of stays in balance with the ground. So anywhere Mike kind of turns his hand or shakes or anything, it'll stabilize the phone. It's actually cool if you have one and you do live streaming, you put it on your tripod. And then that way, if somebody bumps your tripod, it still shows a good stream. Nate made a little mistake there, and I think he's going to pay for it here and go down 3-0. I'd really like to see Nate kind of settle in a little bit. He really hasn't had a chance to kind of open up and feel comfortable here. Yeah. I think he's probably 670 Fargo, so he's a solid player. But sometimes when a 670 Fargo plays a 770 Fargo, the 670 looks not quite like a 670. But then again, there goes the 770 hitting a ball right into the rail. And Nate, this is the opportunity that he was looking for here. Just got to be careful in this shot. Pocket the 5, obviously, and he doesn't want to mess with the 7-8. He could stay below the 8, or he could come over to this rail that he's shooting from right now, which I think he's going to do. Yeah. A touchy little shot here. He can draw back a little bit, shoot 7 in the side, or he could draw back a little bit more, shoot 7 in that top left corner. Or
I don't like what he's looking at right there.
I kind of like hitting it with inside English and coming around 2 rails and shooting the 7 in the right side pocket. Because once you clear that 8, even if you come up short, you got the 7 in the corner. You have less to contend with there. Yeah, he's going to play for the side, and he drew back kind of not really 50-yard line, but at least a 35.
I'd say more like the 42. I mean, what do you do? How are you going to get on? I don't know. Let's see what he does.
I can always count on my friend Lowell. Nice shot, Nate.
Nice shot. Good shot by Nate.
Count on my friend Lowell Chris watching on YouTube. He said the gimbal is a camera stabilizer that allows you to walk around without the camera shaking. Yes, Chris, that's what it is. All right, he just doesn't want to get straight on this 9. Leave himself a little angle here. Oh, he got straight on the 9. Let's see him put a smooth stroke on this. Now, remember, Mike, I told you guys before I left last time that if you hit it to the pro side of the pocket with pace, you tend to miss it. And sure enough, that happened a few times. Nate just hit a really good stroke, actually too good.
He deserved better than that.
You know what? He's going to bear down and make this. Oh, he's banking it. Okay. I hate banking like on the fresh new tables like this. Yeah. That's a shame.
That's because he had some good shots in this out, too.
Yeah. You know, that might bode well for him if, you know, he ends up losing this set into the second set. You know, a rack where he gets to stretch out a little. Sure, he made a mistake there, but it could help him kind of get settled down and into this match now because he did get several.
Yeah, absolutely. You got to go and run some balls. And he had some good shots, too, you know, so...
Yeah. Guys, I mentioned it before. 80. We got Nate Minden playing here. He runs the Cue It Up podcast. You guys should have heard about that by now. I run the Pool Player podcast. This is Joey Ryan. We do the Booth Brothers show with Melina Mike and Mark White. We do that usually every week. Got a little hectic lately because of the different tournaments we've been covering. We also had Jeremy Mason with us. He does the Sweat podcast, so you can check that out. That's on Facebook. And then what else? Well, this camera view is coming from Martin Sawicki from Poland, who's actually
butcher that name, bro, every time. Every single time.
Sorry, man. Anyway, Martin, we love you. He's doing a great job getting us. I mean, this is a beautiful camera shot, I think, Mike. I don't know about you.
No, for sure.
Really good quality. Got a few balls there. And he's got a shot on the 1. Yeah, it looks like Nate's going to be down a set here.
Yeah, Martin's coming through a clutch for us out there in Battle Creek where they're battling out there. 50 some odd top pros from all over the world. $25,000 added. 10 ball, 2 races to 4. If they split the sets, it goes to the dreaded shootout. He hit that ball real good.
Yeah, perfect, actually. Yeah, I like coming that way here. This one, he may be able to... Maybe, you know, I like kind of making this 3 and maybe nudging the 6 a little and holding the cue ball, but he ended up hitting it low. It's probably a smarter play.
Looks like he's perfect. He'll be fine either way. All right, here we go for set number 1, 7 to the 10. The Whiz Kid. Oh, jeez. Playing with fire there, Joey Ryan.
Yeah, he'll be okay. So, Mike, I just checked, and it looks like the retail value on the competition shirt is $59.95. And Damien came on here, commentated for a little while, and said, "Yep, I'm just going to give away one of those." So that's super cool. And then Melina Mike said that we're going to give away one of those.
Because we're not nitty. We're not nitty, Joey Ryan.
We're not nitty.
Yeah.
All right. So what we're going to do, guys, is we are going to give away one of those Jam Up competition shirts. And we're going to do it based on you guys and your donations. We do appreciate those. It kind of helps us offset some of our costs. So you'll notice down the bottom in that white bar, there's PayPal, Cash App, and Venmo. We also have it in some of the live streams on different pages in a sticky. But what we'll do is we'll give you one entry for a $5 donation, and if you do a $20 donation, we'll give you 5 entries. And then at the end of the next couple days of covering this event, then we'll go ahead and draw the winner, and we will send you, or I'm not sure how we'll do it. We'll work it out, Damien, because you have the ability to customize your jersey. So let me get a picture of one of those jerseys up here.
2 winners altogether.
Yeah, 2 winners total. One for the donations and one just because. Man, he's got all different styles of jerseys too.
Yeah, he's a lot of different stuff, and they're always coming out with fresh new looks, man. It's one thing I really like about Damien Jam Up. They don't just sit there and let their stuff get stale. They're always looking to go and come out with new lines.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick my favorite and show a picture of that. So I'm looking through now to find my favorite.
Is it gonna be red to match your hair?
Don't hate.
No? Yes.
I'm going to go with one of these. Let's see.
Yeah, put some graphics up. Show the people what they can go and choose from.
I'm trying.
You got those kind of skills, Joey Ryan. Meanwhile, Victor finally got a ball down on the break, and look at the one. 5 balls away from taking a 1-game lead in the second set. Nate's going to have to try to find some sort of rhythm and capitalize on that little bit of momentum that he got on the tail end of set number 1. That's if the kid's going to let him breathe, though.
Yeah, it's exactly what Nate didn't want to have happen, right? It was a new, fresh set, opportunity to kind of get off to a fresh start, but he's not going to get to the table here. This for a 1-0 lead in the second set.
Nice out by Victor.
Yeah, so I picked out this one, Mike. So imagine this this Jam Up shirt here with the ability to put your name on the back. They got all different types. In fact, I'll put the website in here and you can kind of take a look at what they got, but looks like it's a retail value of about $60. And so, yeah. What do you think? You like that, Mike? It covers him up. It looks like we put the shirt on.
I was reading Dell's comment there.
Oh God. What did Dell say? Oh, Dell. Oh, man. All right, so let's see. Can I post this in here? I think so. You know, for some reason.
Victor sponsored by Predator Cues. I think he may have a Black Series cue.
Guys, just ignore this repeat message. I gotta make sure it hits all the channels. Well, here we go. Dell's gonna get his opportunity here. I can tell you, Nate's in a tough position, because when you have some notoriety as like a podcaster or doing something in the industry, then people are like really curious how you play, you know? And so when you get out there, it's really tough to live up to, I guess, your expectation and what you want to do. It's tricky. Hey G Ham, I really like the Dynasphere balls. He rolled a little too far there. He's struggling with the speed a little bit.
Yeah.
I'd like to see him play safe here. He's got to be careful if he tries to play safe where he rolls up on the 8. He's got to make sure he gets a rail. Okay, good. I thought he might hit the. Yeah, I thought he might hit the 7-3 there. In which case, he might have struggled to get a rail.
Oh, that's how I would have hit it for sure. Would have dogged that one big time.
Hey, Steve Hall, thank you. Appreciate you. There's a good safe here. It's not a whole lot of options. I think he just called it down here. It looks like he might be going behind it. 2 rails. He's going to hit the orange. Yeah.
So he
hit the orange 5 ball. And it's interesting, Mike, because after the U.S. Open, I had some people asking me some questions about like what I thought of the coverage and everything, which I thought was great. I thought Nick Schulman did a good job. I thought Jeremy Jones is always great. Carl Boys, they all did a great job. But somebody asked, what do you think about, because there's a lot of talk about, the European style of commentating and saying things like screw the cue ball and, stuff. And I even put out a post about it, kind of joking around, like, what in the world is going on? Jeremy Jones is saying screw the cue ball back and stuff. But somebody said, well, what do you think about them calling the colors out? And I said, I actually think that's a really good strategy, that we need to do more of that. We need to say the purple 4 ball and the orange 5 ball, because, look, you guys all know what the balls are, right? So when we talk about the shot, since you're all pool players, we could just say, yeah, he's going to stun this with a little bit of left-hand spin and slide out for the 5 in the upper corner. But the person watching who might have only played pool recreationally might be like, well, what color's the 5 ball again? So I thought that was just an interesting take on that. Looks like Nick.
So we got to do our part in educating, pretty much.
Exactly, right. Because, look, let's face it, if we get all these people who already love pool to watch pool, we're not really growing, right? We're doing what we're supposed to do. But if we can get people like my wife, who will watch it every now and again, to enjoy it more because she actually knows what the balls mean. There we go. Hey, what's up, Stu Harvey? Yeah, there is a question. G Ham says there's a question about the different colors. Nate made quick work of this one. Very nice. This will help his confidence. But the different colors
about,
of the
right?
ball.
Just picking up where he left off at.
Yeah, exactly. He's starting to get a little more comfortable. Now, will we have enough runway to get back in the match? We'll see. Look.
He's giving us his best Judd Trump impression there, huh?
Yeah, there you go.
He got the one on the board against Jason.
Yeah. Yeah, so the discussion about the different color balls, I want to talk to you about this, Mike, because I got to be honest with you. If I never played pool before and you rolled out the black set by Aramith, I like those balls. I really do. It's just I have to continue to remind myself pink 4, purple 5, pink 4, purple 5, because for so long it's been the purple 4, But if I had no history with them, I would really like the black balls. Curious to get your thoughts on that.
I mean, as someone who sells a lot of product, I like new stuff coming out personally.
So it's all about you? Is that what you're saying?
Well, no, but I mean, like I also keep an open mind though as well. Whenever I'm hitting balls and I'm playing, I agree with you. You can kind of throw people off their game and times, and maybe you'll set up for a ball that you thought it was a 4, and really it's the 5, and then you end up getting frustrated with it. But it don't really bother me too much because Good shot there by Victor. You don't want that ball to go in. Um, it don't really bother me too much, but I could see where some players, and I mean, you got that from a lot of not just amateurs but pro players. You know, don't really like them, or they like this aspect, or don't like that aspect, or whatever. But um, I like seeing new things. So, and I like trying new things. So, um, yeah. Martin says if it ain't broke, don't try to fix it. Well, I mean, there's something to be said there too, I suppose.
Martin's from the old school.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey, Mike, I'll be right back.
All right, buddy. All right, so Nate here. Looks like he's going to try to just one rail the one ball from what it looks like. Called it in the upper right, I'm assuming. Oh, he hit it good. As good as you can go and hit it. And I think, ooh, well, if he can't spin it, then he can definitely jump it. Yeah, I mean, listen, when you try to, Joy was just talking about the education process when it comes to, you know, people who may not be as versed in pool as we all are. But so I guess in that aspect, I agree. You know, keep it consistent. Um, but I like, you know, that there's more than one company going and making tables. I like there's more than one company going and making balls and cloth and all that. You know, now from a strictly from a sports, like from the sport aspect of it, right? We talk about professionals. It's a little different because you know they don't have different balls, not using different basketballs whenever they're playing, uh, things like that. So there's consistency there that maybe pool doesn't have. Um, so, like I said, I can see arguments for both sides.
You know, in some ways, pool kind of reminds me of baseball with the traditionalists, right? They don't like a lot of change. You know what I mean? So probably took like any new invention in pool, there's a huge barrier to entry, right? Magic racks and, any new thing. I remember when Sardo tight racks came out, it took a long time for them to gain traction. Then they did, then they kind of went away. New color balls. Look, Nate's going to play the combo here.
I can't say I blame him with everything the way it is right now.
Well, the 3's kind of tough. The 2-8's a no factor, I don't think. Looks like he can make the 2-8, but let's see if he makes it. Oh, he kind of jerked it.
I don't like the way he shot that. He's going to
Did
sell
leave
it
it
at
wired?
110 of his own. Golly,
Yeah.
how
You know
brutal
how
of a roll
often
is
that
that
happens? It's sick. Guys, comment. I want to hear your
That is
comments.
so cold.
Tell me if you're anything like me. Tell me that every time you try a combo and miss it, that you leave it for the other person, because that happens to me every single time.
Oh my god! If that's how bad
It's
you
the
hit
sickest thing.
combos.
Oh yeah. And then sometimes I'm like, you know what? I'm going to hit this extra hard so I don't leave it for him. And both balls go around the table like 4 rails and line up by another pocket. It's the sickest thing.
Yeah, but that could have ended up any worse for Nate. I mean, good grief.
Yeah, he kind of deserved
I mean,
it, though. He knows it.
He didn't hit it that great, but that's pretty cold.
Maybe he'll get lucky and the cue ball will carry him off the 7 and scratch. Like this.
Oh, we got action.
Hey, what's up, Nick De Leon?
It must have been a real severe cut that he had to go and put on that ball in.
No, it's not just you, G-Ham. I'm telling you, man, it's the sickest thing. And it normally happens when you could run out, but it just seems like an easier way. And you're like, I'm going to play that combo. Even though I could work a little harder and run out, then you always suffer for that. I'm telling you, it's the sickest thing. Yeah, so back to the Dinospheres. I own a set of those along with the Predator balls. I like both of them. The Dinosphere balls, that's tough. Oh, is it going to go? No.
Ooh, stayed up.
But the Dinosphere Platinum balls that have the interesting shape on them, the way one way to think about it, you get extra aim points on that. That is for people who look at the object ball last. I know Lil Chris looks at the cue ball last. he's got some kind of justification for that. But by the way, put it in the comments: cue ball last or object ball last? Because that seems after Jeremy Jones said that at the U.S. Open, where he said he looks at the cue ball last, I almost fell off my chair. I thought the large majority of pro players look at the object ball last. I went out and hit balls the other day, and I tried looking at the cue ball last, and I mean, I look like a 300 Fargo.
Yeah, shout out to Dinosphere and Chris Wilson in the league room. We're actually doing a one pocket rankings video that if it weren't for this gauntlet of pool, we would have already had it done by now. But we're gonna get to it here pretty soon, and we're looking to have some really great guests on. It wouldn't happen without the help of sponsors. So Chris Wilson in the league room and Dinosphere, shout out to them for helping us out. Predator Q's, also 3 seconds. So, and I do have some 3 seconds gear to go and give away or try to raffle or something. So we'll figure that out too. And whenever Joey finds some time and we get our other guests lined up, then we'll have that video done here real soon.
Oh gosh, here we go. Little Chris with the, does the baseball player look at where they're going to hit the ball or look at the ball? Here we go. Chris, the analogy would be, does the baseball player look at their bat when they swing, or do they look at the ball?
Yeah, I was going to say, that's a horrible, with that analogy, you're looking at the object ball.
Good shot by Nate. So I think he'll just try to pinch this ball down the rail and come off about 6 inches here and then just take the cut shot on the 6. He could get in trouble if he rolls into the 7. Yeah.
Oh, he overcut that ball bad.
He's gonna get away with it. That's like
saying if you're out at the shooting range, you're looking at the oh no, wait, that don't make no sense. Never mind.
Whole thing,
scratch that. What I was
Mike,
gonna say.
The whole thing is like all these arguments. Like he just did another one. The golfer lifts their head. Does he look where the ball will go, or does he look at the ball? Well, you could say the same. You just move it back.
Oh,
look, bad hit. You just move it back, right, and say, does he look at his club head or does he look at the ball, right? There's like no way to make that analogy work, I don't think.
Well, listen, to each their own, right? And everyone's got their own style. So I know personally I look at the object ball last, but everyone's got their own way to go and play the game, and that's part of the beauty of pool, right?
Yeah, it is. It is. And you know what? So, you know our buddy Nick DeLeon out here in Arizona, he taught me something the other day. Yeah, we're sitting here talking, and he let me hit a few balls with his cue, and he plays with a 3-inch extension. And he actually taught me a really interesting thing about the longer cue and how to use that to your advantage when you're playing. And if anybody wants to know, just PayPal me $50, and I'll. No, I'm just kidding. But I thought that was cool. And you know, nice shot. I don't know if people know, but Nick and I compete. This is the great thing I love about pool, right? We compete hardcore against each other. If we're ever in a tournament together or we're gambling or whatever, Nick and I are going head to head. We're trying to beat each other bad. But yet we're standing around the pool hall just like chit-chatting. He says, here, hit some with this and try this. And he taught me something pretty significant that's really going to help my game, I think. Nice shot by Nate. Got to slow down a little. All right, Nate, take your time. And take your time, though. Smooth stroke this ball right in. We're pulling for you, buddy. No.
That's the second 10 ball he's missed.
Yeah, he didn't have kind of jerked it a little.
Yeah,
he'll go back and look at this and see.
He didn't hit it with that much confidence, but he ran the balls real well to go and get there.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, for those wondering, the score is 90-80. 90-80 in favor of Chang Jun Lin.
Wow. What a turnaround.
He was down a lot yesterday.
You know what I noticed in the period of time that I watched yesterday, and it was a small sample size, but I noticed that Shane's cue ball wasn't as good as I've seen in the past. I mean, he was overrunning a lot of position. And so it got me thinking. It got me thinking that when you have the talent of a Shane Van Boening and have practiced as many hours as you have, and there's like really no shot on a pool table that you can't make, does it become hard to really focus on your position play? You know, could you get complacent and just be like, you know, I'm just going to make whatever I get anyway, you know?
You know, he is human. I mean, we kind of take for granted their greatness, right? And that we're used to seeing them just really um, have that ball on the string, and maybe they're just because I know I've gotten there where I'm like, you know, as long as I get more or less here, I'll be all right because you can go and adjust, and not just that, but it's a race to 120, so it's like you have to keep that like hyper focus for so long. Oh boy, how did that ball stay up?
Hmm.
You have to keep that hyper focus for so long, Joey. So
Yeah.
that that's tough to do, man. For over 3 days when you're playing. Let's see, they started at 5, they ended at 2, 7. They played for 9 hours, and you're doing that 9 hours yesterday. So you're doing that, 3 days straight.
It's really a new phenomenon in pool. It's really like a new genre almost, where they're doing races to 150, races to 120, and whether you love them or hate them, there's attributes that you need to be competitive in that format that somebody who's racing to 15 or 21, doesn't necessarily need. It's like a serious mental battle, and we know Shane is, equipped to handle that same way Chang is. I mean, those guys are just absolute warriors. But
Listen,
if I played
I'm
a
gonna
race to
say
100,
this.
I might fall apart.
Hold on a second, because every before for many years it was always the race to 100, race to 100, race to 100. Now, when Shane and Dennis first played, Shane got to 100 first. They were racing to 120. Dennis wins, right? In that epic battle that we all know so well. So I think you really start nitpicking and splitting hairs. They're all great. They wouldn't be playing each other for a lot of money, and it's a lot of money, you know.
Yeah.
And they are the best of the best. It's kind of unfortunate because the Shane and Chang match is really a premier 10 ball matchup, and it kind of got lost in everything that's gone on over the last few weeks, and that's going to be coming up next week. So it kind of didn't really get the attention and respect that maybe it deserved to go and get. But it's been great to watch them two battle out. Now I didn't get to watch a whole lot day one, but I did get to watch a lot yesterday. Um, and they're two phenomenal talents.
Yeah, they are. Mike, can you give us a little insight on the 80,000 per man? I mean, that seems like an outrageous amount of money to play for. Like, what do you know
I
about it?
think that one was 40 per man, if I'm not mistaken. But there
This one
was
right now?
you're talking about the Shane and Chain. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it was 40 a man.
I thought it was
But
80.
that was in the middle. I'll say this. So I had found out maybe like a week before or so that it was close to happening. They were that all they were telling me was, well, if Chang can go and get on a flight out of Taiwan, then the match is going to go and happen. So then I get a message from a guy who says, "Hey, um, I'm friends with Shane, and we're looking to bet up to 40." And in my head, I was like, "Well, I already knew the bet was going to go and be 40 at a minimum." So um, when he dropped Shane's name, I can get a hold of Shane, so I hit him up, and then he called, and then I called him, and they were looking to unload more on the rail. They really like their side, so I know there's always talk, with people who aren't necessarily in the know, that'll go and say, "Oh, well, these matches are fixed," or "Oh, it's just pay-per-view buys or pay-per-view grabs." That should just annoys me to no end because I don't have to go and say all this for it to go and be so, or for it to have happened, right?
Right.
But they were down to go and gamble. I know Shane did go and get a lot more on the rail. Ooh, man,
He caught the point of that corner pocket.
yeah,
I was gonna say,
yeah,
like, it's almost like the pool gods come and get you, right? They say, you know what, Nate, you're not stroking the ball as smooth as we know you can
yeah.
stroke it. So we're gonna give you a shot where you need to stroke the ball as smooth as possible. And that was one of those shots right there. And again, he just kind of didn't hit it the way he would want, and it caught the inner part of that corner pocket. They're having a little discussion now. I don't know what that's about. Oh, he wants.
Oh, he's
I
jumping.
guess they're worried
He's
about the
jumping.
hit, and Nate probably told him, "I'll call it, whatever happens." And I'm not sure. Oh, That was a close hit.
That wasn't close to it. I don't want to be in the. I wouldn't want to be calling that one. But yeah, I mean, just to finish up real quick. Yeah, they were looking to go and unload on Shane's side, and they had given me a range of what they were looking to go and bet. And this is at that point, Chang's side had only gone and committed to the 40. So, and Shane's side really liked their side. And I remember going into it, I was like, you know what? I really like Chang because of what I saw 2 years ago when we last saw him go and play. But like everybody else, after taking, a year to 18 months off because of COVID, people's games have changed. Dennis wasn't Dennis that we saw at the U.S. Open. Alex hasn't looked like the same Alex. And we hold those guys to a different standard. And Chang, I'll just call a spade a spade. Chang hadn't looked great, the entire 2 months or so that he's been here in the States, or month or whatever it's been. But right before the match started, I think it was me and you, Joy, if I'm not mistaken, I said, or maybe it was me and Dom, I said, the only thing is, as bad as he has looked, or maybe as human as he's looked, we haven't seen him go and play 10 ball with a template. And that's the equalizer, because racking is super, super important part of this game, because it goes and affects how powerful their break is. And Chang is an elite 10 ball breaker. So he's up by 10 right now or so, the last I checked, but it can go either way. Shane can go and pepper him with 3s, 4s, and 5s. Conditions can go and change. So I don't think it's over yet, but, I'm sure the guys who are betting on Chang are feeling pretty good right now.
Yeah, I want to welcome back Jeremy Mason. He's back with us. Guess he put the baby down. He's ready to call the match.
Yeah, 3-1 here or 2-1?
3-1.
Yeah, so Victor looking real good. Super talented young Polish player here, only 20 years old from what I understand. I think that's what Martin told me at the U.S. Open last week. Really fun player to watch for me. Super offensive. Has got a gear. And I think he's going to be a force to be reckoned with for a long time on the world pool scene.
Yeah, one of the conversations you missed, Jeremy, when we were talking about ways to get people interested, like using the colors of the balls. So people who aren't pool players would want to watch something like this. And Nate Tam had a comment in here that his non-pool playing wife enjoys it much more when there's exciting commentary with descriptions that non-pool players can relate to. It helps them get interested. And I think that's a valid point, and something that we were kind of batting around before you came in here a little bit. And then Mike started talking about Shane and Chang. I don't know if you caught any of that, Jeremy, but just a heavyweight. I mean, that's an Ali Frazier type of match up there, playing 10 ball with the template rack. Could go either way.
Yeah, interesting contrast on those two conversations right there. I'm not sure the non-pool playing wife is interested in the race to 120 there, but
yeah, that's interesting, right? The way that came out. I just wanted to get you up to speed with what.
I caught the end of that great description from Melina Mike breaking down that matchup between Shane Van Boning and Chang. That is 91-80 in favor of Chang at the moment, but Shane is at the table running out. And as Mike pointed out, certainly capable of closing that gap. There's still a long ways from the finish line. They'll be playing until about 1 or 1:32 p.m. or 2 p.m. 2 a.m. I'm sorry, you're on the East Coast probably tonight. So still time for some swings in that match. But to your other point, I think that's probably something we could have a great conversation about. For me, I think one of the things missing is the non-pool players and the lower skilled pool players speaking up in the comment sections. I think there needs to be more questions asked. And I feel like there may be some fear of being stigmatized or made fun of for the lack of knowledge on certain terminologies and concepts. But sometimes guys like us are in here breaking it down at a high level, and we don't really realize how many steps there are between what we're talking about and the knowledge level of some of our audience. So I feel like one of the things for me, like I would love to see more people ask questions when they don't understand what's being said, because we'd be happy to break some of that stuff down.
Very nice shot by Nate Mindham. He's a little bit on the wrong side of the 3, but from with that long effort that he just had there, he's got to be happy with this, and I think he might be able to get to that long rail with some inside spin or do something with this. But you make a great point, Jeremy. You know, it's funny. He's not going to like this. Didn't come across far enough. But you make a great point, because when I started dating my wife, she wasn't really that into pool, but she knew I was, and she was super excited about it. And I'd come home from a tournament and I'd be like, yeah, the guy hooked me on the 7, and, you know, I kicked 3 rails and this happened and that happened. And she would listen intently and be so excited about it for me. And then about 6 months into the relationship, she said, you know, I just have to tell you something. I don't understand one thing you're talking about when you get home from a pool tournament. Not one thing. I have no idea what kick and stick means or what. And so I realized how we have this nomenclature, this terminology, you know, the way we talk, the way we see things, because we play pool, that you're right. Beginners or people who aren't into pool, they're just like clueless. They're like, what is this? Good separation.
I remember I'd seen this, I forgot where it was at on Facebook or something, but it was talking about cue making, and this can really be applied to so many other things, but basically it was saying something like the quickest way for a trade to go on end is have the existing, like in this case, cue makers, go and make fun of the ones with quote unquote dumb questions when they're asking. So, and that's the way to go and get people interested in the craft, to have those, essentially that craft go and die out. And it's the same thing with pool. You know, we got to make sure in our part to go, and if someone has a question through it, and you know, it took us a long time to be this bad. So
but you're absolutely right, Mike. You know, and you see it all the time. Like there's that Facebook group, Pool is Not Dead, you know, places like that. And people ask these questions, you know, they're like, well, how do you do this? Or what about this? And then people just like flame them in there. They just like crucify them. Yeah. And I'm like, why do you do that? It's like the 2+2 poker forums, if you've ever been in there. You know, when I was trying to learn poker, nice shot there.
Wow.
But, you know, I'm trying to learn poker, and I asked a simple question, and like, you should have folded like 3 hours ago, you idiot. And I'm like, what? Like, why don't you just, you know, everybody's got to show that they know, right? And if we posted a scenario right now and say, how should he play this 5-ball? You know, we'd have 15 people saying, oh, definitely like this, when really there's probably 4 good shots he could have done, you know? So I agree with you. Is that going to get...
Yeah, and maybe that wasn't one of them.
Yeah.
You know, somebody needs to start a Twitter account or something and just like put snippets of things that Melina Mike says on there. Like, that's a very quotable moment on the Booth Brothers tonight. It took us a long time to be this bad.
Yeah.
Great stuff.
True, I like that. Well, this looks like this match is winding down.
Yeah, for sure.
I feel a little bad for Nate. Yeah, he had some chances. He's just never really put it all together. But you kind of got the feeling that if he was able to, he might have been able to get a little momentum there and put a little scare into him. But instead, Victor takes it down. Notice I said Victor. 4-1. So, guys, I don't know if Martin's going to stay on this table or what, but I think it might be best to end the stream and come on back in a second. What do you guys think?
All right, boys.
All right, let's take a little break. We're going to end the stream, and we will be back shortly, so make sure you're following the page.